Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here on 20 Sides to Every Story. Um, Today, we are doing something a little bit different out of the ordinary. We are playing some Dungeon Crawl classics, which we do from time to time. Um, this is kind of picking up on some things that I did during when we did our games for virtual GaryCon. Feels like forever ago, but that's just because time during the pandemic just seems to kind of crawl. But we did a few DCC Lankhmar games, and they were a ton of fun. And so I kind of put out to our community that once in a while I'm going to try to do a few of these. And today we have three brand new characters, which is awesome. So we're going to be building upon the pool of characters that we already have from the community for DCC Lankmar, and we're going to be doing another meet adventure. And this one is called The Masks of Lankmar. Probably can't see it too great there, but so a meat adventure is designed to kind of build on some of the themes of the books that these are built off of. All the different Lankmar novels and the adventures of Fafford and the Grey Mouser. So we have three characters that don't know anything about one another, and they're just going to be thrown into a situation, and then that will kind of coalesce their bond or their relationship, and hopefully they will go on and have future adventures together. Um, the one that we're playing today is Masks of Lankmar, and it is centered around a kind of heisty situation that they're going to be put in. And so that is where we're going to pick up our adventure this morning. I'm trying to think of things I want to tell the audience because we're playing DCC. We always encourage audience participation in these types of things. And the really unique thing about DCC Lankmar that I had to create a custom item in our EXP store for is fleeting luck. So there is an item in there that you can award a character fleeting luck, which is a token that they get. It's very similar to inspiration in D&D. And so when a character gets a point of fleeting luck, they can then redeem that and use that on a future roll to give it a +1 modifier. They can cash in multiple fleeting luck tokens to do that. Issue with fleeting luck, though, if any of them ever rolls a nat 1, they will lose all of their fleeting luck. So ways that they might get fleeting luck besides you, the kind audience who might be purchasing them things, they can also redeem. They can also get fleeting luck by anytime anybody rolls a nat 20, they would get a point of fleeting luck. And if they do something really awesome or just a really cool, have a really good success on something that they're trying to do, or they have a really cool role playing moment, I might award fleeting luck for such things. By default, when we start out here, players, each of you will have 1 point of fleeting luck to start out. So, let us begin our introduction to the adventure. So it is midnight, between the day of the snake and the day of the catamount, an exquisite time for larceny in the city of the Black Toga. Tonight, the wealthy caravan master Igric the East is throwing a lavish party in Lankmar. This party is happening in his stylish manor that is adjacent to the aristocratic corridor in Lankmar. The purpose of this masquerade, this masked party, is to unveil another one of the objects of art that he has accumulated in a desperate bid to buy his way into Lankmar's polite society. With the eyes of the host, his guests, and more importantly, his house guards, occupied, it is your opportunity to maybe acquire this glittering bauble. It is the perfect time for you to assault his vault and acquire the treasure that is called, or known as, the Key of the Unwitnessed Sisterhood. This electrum and gold item is said to be encrusted with curiously cut gems, jewels that could fetch you a pretty penny if pried loose and sold in the shadowy underworld of Lankmar. Unfortunately, it seems that each of you wasn't alone in realizing that tonight is the perfect time to steal the key. You now all find yourself standing in the cellar antechamber. Let me share the map for you so you can get the visual of where you're at. But you are looking at one another, realizing that you all are here for the same purpose. There are quick glances between you all. Maybe hands are resting on the hilts of blades or swords. And maybe there are some hastily hushed incantations of spells that are beginning to happen as you're. So this is the point where we will have our characters introduce themselves. Tell us who do we see down here in this dank cellar, and maybe whatever you want to share with us about your character and why they're here this evening to steal this thing. And let us start first with Garrick.
Garrick just heard about the bauble. Very interested in acquiring some more loot. Sometimes he gets lucky in these things. But there's 2 other people here on the same trip. This could be an issue.
All right. And next up, we have Steve.
In the corner of the room, you see a individual who's trying to pretend to be a statue, but failing very, very badly. What finds you here? None shall enter this room. So we see of Steve, he's wearing some like makeshift hide armor, and he has a long sword on his like front, like he's posing like a statue, and he's always just wearing this helmet that does not fit with the rest of his outfit.
So trying to do his best impersonation of like the guardian of the vault.
Yes.
Next we have Byrus.
Byrus lifts one eyebrow at that impersonation. Really? You think that is going to work? I'm a wizard, and I can see right through that thin impersonation. I'm here because I too have a quest that I want to complete, and I'm not at all pleased to see the 2 of you here.
So as you're all kind of contemplating what to do about one another's presence, yet another unexpected party makes their appearance on the scene. The thunderous tread of booted feet down the cellar stairs announce the arrival of hired bravos from Lankhmar's Slayers Brotherhood, likely employed by the host of the soiree happening upstairs to bolster security for this night. "Thieves in the cellar!" one leather-clad hired sword exclaims upon sighting you. "Let us earn our coin, brothers!" he cries as he and his comrades in steel bear blades and charge forward. So we will start our session by rolling initiative. And I get to break in my Jasper's Game Day D20 that I got. I've never rolled this die before, so let's see how it works. Very average.
Then you beat me.
Hey,
Looks like it might be
Casey,
agility.
thank you for the cheer. Yes, it is modified by your agility. So, let's see. Garrick, what did you have?
Garrick has an 8.
An 8. Steve,
13.
13, and Byrus.
A 5.
Okay. Well, Steve, maybe you are just doing a good enough job for these hired brutes that have come down the stairs, because you act first.
I don't see no trespassers here but yourself. Be vanquished by my blade. And I will take a swing.
Starting to like Steve.
All right. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
I rolled a 2.
A 2. isn't a 1, so that's good news. But you kind of blindly jut forward and whoom, just whiff it.
Yeah.
It is probably somewhat dark down here, only lit by whatever light maybe is coming down in from the door at the top of the landing, coming down into the cellar. But next up, these three are going to take the fight to Steve. So each of them has a short sword in hand, and as Steve kind of jolts forward and bumbles his attack, they all, like a gang of hyenas, lurch on top of him, swinging away. First attack is an 8, which will miss. Second attack is a 17.
I will hit.
Let's break in the D6, see how that rolls for us. Ooh, 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And the third is a 16.
Hey,
And that will be for 4 points of damage.
what?
So, one thing I don't think I mentioned this about fleeting luck. You can kind of use your fleeting luck tokens in between battle to heal you. There are no clerics in DCC Lankhmar, and so one of the things that they use to kind of balance for that is the ability to use your luck points to heal yourself in between combat. So just so you're aware of that. Basically, the benefit that you would get from using it in that way is you would be able to roll, I think it is your hit die modified by your stamina modifier. But so that's them. So you, the other two of you, you can see that they are just beaten up on poor Steve. Next up, we have Garrick.
So the room, is there, are there shadows in the background? Is there a place to hide?
There are definitely places to hide. This seems to be a cellar that is like, there's just like boxes and crates that just kind of pile up almost to the ceiling. So plenty of places for you to do a kind of hide check.
I'd like to take a shot with my blowgun and then try to have them lose track of me. Is that possible?
Yeah, go ahead
Okay.
and first give me. Why don't you first give me like a hide in shadows check?
Okay. I'm comfortable with that. Wow. That is a 18.
Okay, so go ahead. If you hit with the blowgun, I believe you get special damage for if it is done as like kind of like a sneak attack type of thing. So go ahead and make your attack
And that is just with agility?
with agility.
Okay. 12.
That will hit. You can roll a D5 for your damage instead of the D3.
That's a 3.
3 points of damage. So one of them has a dart that's like hits him in the neck, and he's kind of squirting blood out that wound. He's stumbling a bit. He's losing like a lot of blood. He's still. It's just draining down out of his neck. He's still conscious, but you can tell. He's not going to be able to stay upright if he loses much more. So then next up we have Byrus.
Okay, Byrus is looking at this and wondering, I would like to cast, I'm going to cast a spell, Force Manipulation, but I don't actually know what it does, so I'm asking, what does it do?
You can, in a situation like this, it could be used as a weapon. Like you could manifest a piece of energy and almost like shoot it out, like a dart or something like that. There are some, depending on the level of success, there are some other options that you might have. let me see if I can pull you up. The general description is... Caster conjures and shapes invisible force energy into useful objects or barriers of a solid nature. On a successful casting, the wizard may choose to invoke any effect of equal or less than their spell check. So then you can get a range of options. The lowest level thing is that you would create an apple-sized sphere of force that can be hurled as a weapon.
Okay. Well, I'm actually going to try and do the shield and to shield the three of us. Although, mostly me.
Okay, so shield is being cast. Go ahead and give us a roll for that.
Okay, it's 18.
18. And that's with your modifier?
Yeah, that's with the
Okay,
modifier.
that's the final. So the caster conjures a shield that provides a +4 bonus to AC for 3 turns. Or 1d3 turns. So you'll have it for 3 turns, so it's about half an hour. So this will last, probably beyond this encounter.
Okay.
So you can apply the shield to yourself or one ally touched. So it sounds like probably yourself. So +4 AC.
Yes, I'm applying it to myself.
All right. Then that takes us back to the top. Oh, actually, you know what? What does that look like? There's just like this like cone of like shimmering blue force around your body, Virus. Steve, it is your turn.
You fools! You think your mortal weapons can harm me? I have you now! Natural one.
You got a nat 1. So you all lose your fleeting luck that you started out with. He called it. Dawson called that it was going to be him to roll the first nat 1. So with a nat 1, we have to roll on the critical fumble table. What type of armor is Steve wearing, if any at all?
Very, very poorly made hide armor.
Hide armor. Okay. So I'm just getting to my table for the fumbles.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead and give me a D12 roll, modified by luck. Do you have a luck modifier?
I believe I do. Yep.
Okay, so if you've got a positive luck modifier, subtract that from whatever you roll on the D12.
4.
4.
Okay.
Your weapon is damaged. As you go swinging, what it was, is it a sword?
It's a longsword.
Okay, you must have purchased this from an unscrupulous vendor, because the blade detaches itself from the hilt and just drops right off. It is like an ornamental sword that you purchased, not a true weapon to be used in combat scenario.
No!
And so, seizing upon this weakness, one of them is going to break off and try to swing at Byrus, but the other two are going to be plenty happy to gang up on Steve, who has shown himself, he might be the easy one to take care of in this opening scenario. So the first attack is going to be a miss. Steve, second attack is a 10.
That will miss.
And the other one goes charging forward, realizing that there's a spellcaster in the midst, and seeing that would be wanting to take Byrus out quickly, takes a swing. An 11 will miss. That blue aura protects you, and his sword comes swinging forward. He tries to pierce through that magic, and there's just like a spark. like iron hitting a piece of stone real quick or something. There's a flash, and he's repelled backwards. And then next up we have Garrick.
So they're all wielding a weapon, right? But do they have other weapons sheathed on their person? Can I tell?
They look like they probably have some like smaller weapons like daggers and things like that, kind of concealed. Maybe near the boot, or a couple of them maybe off their hip. But right now they're primarily using short swords to engage you.
Okay. I'd like to move up to the one that went up to the wizard, relieve him of his dagger, and toss it to Steve. But I have no idea how to do that in this game.
I think you've got is it a pickpocket check?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me that.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, there's no table or anything that we roll on with for the nat one. Nobody has any fleeting luck here. So you grab at the.
That was a natural one for those of us that didn't see.
Yeah, there's the nat one on the table. So you go reaching for that hilt, but you realize that you were mistaken, and it is not actually a dagger. It's just like just a piece of the design work of that character's like belt or something. That they've got these like strange little protrusions that stick up off of it, and so you're just yanking on their belt to no effect.
Okay.
Byrus, it is your turn.
Well, I'm going to position myself in such a way that I pulled out my short sword. I said, Jesus, you are completely useless to Steva. And stand in between him and whatever is coming at him, ready to take a hit.
Okay, you're trying to draw. You're hoping that these others
Yes.
are going. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. So you kind of maneuver over there and are maybe berating Steve a bit. And then we're back at the top. Steve.
Fuck no! You're gonna pay for that! And he's gonna go for a low-hanging kick right to the gonads and attempt to stun him.
Okay.
For a round.
So give D20 with your deed die.
16 plus, what's my deed?
D3.
So 16 on the dice for that, and the D3 is a 2.
Okay, so no deed, but we will say that you give me a luck check. Roll a D20. Try to roll under your luck score.
Natural 1.
Okay,
I love this game.
But that's good. That's good in this
That's
game.
good.
Perfect.
So as you go to kick, you kick the one that Garrick had shot with the blow dart earlier, and he's already. This just puts it over him over the top, and the pain threshold makes him pass out, and he drops down. So you got 2 guards left. One who's chasing Byrus around, and the other is on top of you, Steva, and just slashing and hacking. Nicely done. So now the guards will go. First one is going to be still attacking Steve, and an 18.
Yeah, that'll hit.
3 points of damage.
Steve is down.
Steve is at 0 hit points. The other one is attacking Byrus. A 14
Will not hit.
with the shield. Still does not penetrate through. And then it is Garrick's turn.
So there's still a blade on the floor, right? It broke off the sword.
Yes, and the short sword from the other guard would be laying on the floor as well.
Can I run by the blade on the sword and pick that up as I try to take cover, but throw it at the one on Byrus?
Sure. Give me Give me just like an agility check as you do so. See if you pick up the blade.
15.
Okay, you pick up the blade kind of rapidly, but with some grace as you're able to grab it without cutting yourself.
Generous,
And now
thank you.
make like a ranged attack. Probably this is kind of like an improvised weapon sort of deal. Roll me a D10 instead of a D20.
10.
And you get a 10. So you manage to hurl this thing in such a way that it acts surprisingly as a projectile weapon and hits the other one. This was the one that's on Byrus or the one that's on Steve?
I was trying to get the one off Byrus.
Okay. Roll a D8. And it slices right through the neck, just like hacks its jugular open, and just like the other one, but with a little bit more torrent or gush, it drops down. So there's one left. Virus, it is your turn.
I'm going to attack with my short sword, aiming for the eyes, just for fun. And is it agility or strength for attacks?
This attack. What do you have? A short sword in hand.
I have a short sword in hand.
So it'll be a strength based.
Okay, so it's an 11.
An 11 is not quite enough to hit this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Garrick. I'm gonna give you a point of luck for that heroic attack with the blade.
And can I use that point of luck on her attack right now, or is it just on me? Because it sounded like she was close.
Yes. You know what? I'll let you use it.
All right. Maybe
aid.
that pushed him into a position. Okay.
So roll a D3, because
Roll a D3.
Since you're using it. So that'll be 3 points. So actually, your 11 Byrus is a 14. That will hit. So you can roll damage. So it's short sword will be 1d6 modified by your luck, which I think is like a -1.
Yep. Did you say +1 or -1?
I think you have a -1 for your strength modifier.
Yes, I do. So it's a 5.
Okay, 5. Whoosh! You slash this one right through the chest, and he falls down as well. And there's just a heap of the 3 guards. You managed to subdue them before this one was probably about to run away to alert others. But luckily, as he was turning, you managed to take advantage of that. Maybe Garrick shouted out a maneuver of some kind about where to strike him. So they all are down, and you are out of combat.
I look down at Helmet. Yeah. Lady Luck was with us. Sorta. Is there a door to this room? Can I close it?
There is at the top of the stairs, so maybe you creep up there and manage to close that. Steve, you could use a point of luck to put yourself back at 1 hit point.
Sure, why not? I'll spend 1 point.
And then you can also use a point of luck to regain a hit die of hit points modified by your stamina.
This is lowering my luck stat number.
Yes.
Either that, or if you had a point of fleeting luck, you could use that as well.
I'll spend 2. Why not? I'll make it here. 13. You can't keep me down just yet, you heathens!
It's
And
over.
your hit die as a warrior would be D12, I believe. So
Where do they go?
With your help, we took care of him.
I rolled a
roll
7
my
on the d12.
eyes.
Nice.
Oh, okay. And then do you have a stamina modifier? You could add that as well.
I do not.
Okay, so 7 back, so a total of 8.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's
Will
right there.
you be quiet?
And he's got a brand new weapon for you.
Thwack! No!
It went out with a bang, though. See, it's in him.
He's just gonna go in the corner and just start crying.
So as the battle is concluded, Garrick, you had gone up the flight of stairs and closed the door. You're standing in a room that is stacked with crates and barrels along the east and west walls. It is very dusty and disused down here. But on one end of the room, the northern end of the room, you can see that there is a large circular iron door with a complex-looking lock integrated into the portal's face. There are strange symbols that ring the circumference of the door.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and gather the other two before I continue. What's this? Hey, what's your name, Helmet?
I am
Garrick.
the one they call Steve.
I got a good way for you to pull it together, Steve. The key of the unlisted sisterhood. Focus, man. Focus.
Okay, sure. I trust you.
I need you to, stand in front and take damage. So let's go.
Wait, what?
Why? Why are you putting him in front to take damage?
Or to be in. I could have worded
A
that better.
pleasant distraction, may I add.
May I please go and take a look at the door?
Yeah, there's weird runes on it. You seem to know about weird runes. Maybe.
Yes, I probably do.
Hi, I'm Garrick.
Hi, Garrett. I'm Virus. Don't say anything about the
didn't ask
name. You
for
can
my
say other
name.
things, but not about the name.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so
Is there a
I'm going
nickname?
to. You can call me Bye. That'll
Okay.
work.
So you want to check out you're looking
Yes, I do.
specifically at the runes. You can make
specifically
a
at the room.
intelligence check.
Okay. Be intelligent. Of course, on an intelligence check, I am going to roll my lowest roll yet.
Okay.
It's a 5.
5. This type of magic just isn't like what you specialize in. You're still a fledgling wizard, and you focus in different areas. These runes look somewhat foreign to you. In fact, you think it's not only that it's like a different school of magic, it might be just a language that you don't know or understand.
Okay, that actually sounds really good to me, so that way I can go ahead and turn to Garrick and say, it's a language, not runes. I don't understand it, and move to the side.
Oh, well. So first, do I recognize it as a language, or can I read it? I probably can't. But
Tell me again where your character's home origin is.
good question, and it will just take me a second. I know the two languages I know, which is Low Lankhmar and Mongol.
Okay, you're from the Mingle Steppes, I think.
I'm from the Mongol stuff.
So it doesn't look familiar to you either.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna try to pick the lock.
Okay, go ahead and give me a pick lock check.
Yeah, about that. I'll try to be lucky. Okay?
You could, but I'll say with this check, you're just feeling like this is really complex, and you're feeling like
I'm not gonna get that.
yeah, you're
Well,
having
that's
a
going
hard
down.
time of it.
Well, that's going down. Steve's just gonna try and reach for his weapon, put it back together. Like, come on, Thwack, you can live through this. Please.
It's got like a little screw on the end, and you're just like
I forgot
tightening
the
it back
pommel.
on like a pool stick.
Got the pommel.
I forgot the pommel. He's gonna do whatever he can to know it's just a lost cause. And it's gonna take 2 short swords and cry in the corner.
Fine, maybe the guard said something useful like a key or maybe money. Maybe I'll
So,
check 'em
Garrick,
out.
you think that maybe with enough time you'd be able to open this lock, but it'll just take you. It's not going to be the quick couple of minutes like it normally is. It's just very complex.
But we did overlook looting the guards, so
Yeah, so you
check that
go
out.
over and you kind of check on them, and they have kind of their just what they were carrying on their persons. You're gonna find maybe a little bit of coin in their purse, so I'll do a little roll to determine how much that is. Each of them has the equivalent of about 18 silver smurducks. So, what is that? 18 times 3 would be
6.
50.
18 times 3.
What was it?
Oh, I think it's divided by 3.
Oh no, times 3.
30 and 24 is 54.
40. Yeah.
54. So 54 silver smurducks that you could divide up amongst you
By 3.
by 3. So it'd be 18 apiece.
Yep.
So that math was
Did that the hard way.
Yeah, and then they've got Steve, your long sword is shot here without taking it to a proper person to repair it, but they had short swords, so you could acquire one of their weapons. In terms of armor, they were wearing what were they wearing?
Yeah, they might have
They
done
they,
another thing.
they didn't have anything better than what you have. They're just
All
like
right.
padded armor,
But they didn't have a key.
but no
So
key.
I'll go work on the lock.
Okay. So as you're working on the lock, give me a
Can I make a regular how isn't there like a luck check? Like you just use luck for a skill instead of
not instead of a skill, but actually I do want you to make me a luck check here.
and how's that done? Just a D20?
Just a
Or
D20.
you don't add the luck modifier to this particular roll? Because
No, actually, what you're trying to do with the luck check is you want to roll low. You want to roll under whatever your current luck score is.
okay, my current luck score is a 17, and I rolled a 2.
Pretty good.
So as you're picking the lock, you hear a low growl on the other side of the door. Very faint because of how thick this door is, but you're spending some time here with your thieves' tools, and you pick up on maybe even 2 of these growls, a couple of things in the next room.
There's definitely guard dogs on the other side of this door. Or guard something. There's an animal or 2. I'm still gonna open it. I'm sorry, what was that?
I like dogs. The simple joys in life you got to enjoy.
Are there? It looks like on the map there's things to hide behind. The second I open this door, I could jump behind something. Is that the case?
Maybe. But because of the animalistic nature of what is behind there, you think that you've made enough noise, you spent enough time that they're aware of you. So it'll all depend on initiative, whether you'll be able to get out of the way in time. Because you're suspecting as soon as this thing unlocks and opens, and you're getting the sense as you're working on this lock, this door is going to, as soon as it's unlocked, recede into the wall. They're going to be right there.
By any chance, are any of us guests of Igor?
That is a good question. We didn't really go into how did you all get to be here in the the manor in the first place. So, Byrus, if that is how you deceived the guards at the front gate, if you like whipped up an invitation and created a persona for yourself, that's totally possible that's how you got down here. So maybe you are dressed in some kind of an outfit befitting a guest of Ygritte.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for for that. That is going to be in the back of my mind right now because if all else fails, maybe I'll go back upstairs and start searching the guest rooms.
Sounds good. So tell me, Garrick, as you're opening up the door, it sounds like you're going to go through with it. Where are you all kind of situated?
Oh, I'm right in front of the door, working on the door.
Garrick
Are you
has the
gonna let
skill
us?
set, has no choice where he is.
So are you hearing anything? Do you see anything?
I don't see
What's
anything, but
happening?
I hear growls.
Oh,
Second this door goes in, something pouncing out.
well, wait. Steva,
Yeah.
can you can you follow a
You got
direction?
me. Sorry, you got me. All broken, you can tell. I'm sorry.
You said there's words on the door that probably need reading.
No, 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 not that task. Can you lift a box?
Yes.
Okay, good. Why don't we start lifting some boxes and stacking them in front of the doorway as much as we can to sort of like create a little barrier. Can
It
we do
sounds
that?
like a fantastic idea.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So you roll over some barrels and crates, and like how much of like a gap are you trying to keep a gap there for yourself so you can move through, or is it like
Oh
because you got
no.
Garrick there, it has to be
The
there to work.
tiniest sliver available to make Garrick just squeeze.
And so that Garrett can actually
Okay.
potentially roll over the barrels and get on the other side as quickly as possible.
Okay. So what I'm envisioning is like you're building up this, you're stacking some barrels and crates and things like that, and maybe there's just like enough for Garrick to kind of sideways like squeeze back, um, and
And
get back behind the barricade.
as we're
Okay.
looking through these boxes and I move them, is there happen to be any sort of like way I could makeshift myself a shield?
Um,
Like I take a lid from a box, tie
I
some
would
rope.
say yes if you're not going to wield anything else. Like you could wield like something with two hands, like a crate, like a barrel, but it doesn't have like a handle unless you've got like the tools to manufacture something that's usable. It'll be kind of more of an improvised kind of thing.
Gotcha. All right, I have a plan. Just before he unlocks the door, I'm gonna climb up on the crates and just hold a barrel and wait.
He's gonna Donkey Kong it.
You're gonna do a Donkey Kong on this, okay? All right.
This is
Uh,
for swag.
So you're up on the crates with your barrel overhead. Byrus, you're behind the barricade that you all have constructed, and Garrick, you're on the last pin. So you've got the final decision here when this door opens.
I'll do a
Got my sword
countdown if
out.
I think I've got the timing right. And we'll see if the countdown matches what actually happens as I go down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. So you open the door, and on the other side, you can see that the low, angry growls and hissing belong to two desert jaguars that are right on the other side of the door, their tails whipping in the air furiously.
That's
Obviously
not a dog.
trained to attack intruders. And so let's do initiative.
That's not a dog.
Will that make it easier?
And let's see. Garrick, what did you have?
5.
Steve.
The exact same number.
And Byrus.
6 minus 1. No, 6.
All right. Surprisingly, Byrus, you were up first.
Wow.
Oh God.
Good job, everybody.
Okay.
So there's a long pause as they look at us and we look at them. Like 10 points
So,
of initiative for him.
um, I don't really want to get out from behind this, but I'm going to go ahead and take my short sword with both hands and try and stab down at one of the leopards.
Oh, are you on top of the barrels as well?
Oh, I was behind. I guess I'm behind the barrel,
So
so I
okay,
can't really
so
do it.
yeah, if you move forward, you can't split up your movement like you can in 5e. So it's
Okay.
a move and an attack, and then you'd be there. You'd open yourself up.
Yeah, no, I don't really want to be there. So I'm just going to go ahead and ready myself in case they actually make it over the barrels there.
Okay, that sounds good. The Jaguars are going to leap out at Garrick. First one, both of them with just their biting at you. Ooh, and it is a nat 20.
Oh,
So, let's see. Do I have the table out here? So, this creature, it leaps out and it bites at your arm, and it just like rends the flesh off of whichever is your shield arm, like your offhand.
Hmm. We'll
Um,
call it his right. We'll say he's left-handed. Okay.
so that is going to be a total of 8 points of damage.
Oh,
And then the second one makes its attack. And this one is a 14 to hit.
14 is my AC.
3 points of damage.
Garrett goes down.
So Garrick is being just pummeled. Both of these jaguars on top of him, and tearing him to shreds. Next, Steve.
fourth work! And I'm gonna jump off the barricade and just slam the barrel onto one or both of them.
Okay. We'll call it a mighty deed. If you hit your mighty deed, we'll say that you get both of them.
So D20,
Yep.
19, naturally,
So
19.
that'll be a critical hit.
and the D6 for the D3 for the mighty deed.
D3 for the deed. Let's see if the deed happens.
I rolled a 5, so technically that's a 3.
That'd be a 3 then. So the deed happens. What is your critical table?
My critical table is it's 3.
3? Okay, crit table 3. Go ahead and roll whatever your crit die is. And that is modified by your luck modifier if you have one.
Is 13 still a modifier? My luck is now 13, so I spent 2.
The modifier is yeah, 13 would still be plus
13.
1.
I rolled a 12, so technically that's a 13.
So 13. You will. So this is gonna kind of yes, shatter their faces in. So you'll inflict. I'm gonna say the improvised weapon is like a D3 for damage, but then you'll do an additional 1d8 with this strike.
Um, 2 for the D3 and a 6 for the D8. So
Total of 8.
plus my strength, I assume.
Yes.
So 9.
9. Okay. So you
Nice.
bash both of their skulls in, and they are actually unconscious from the fact that you leapt at them at the strange. You had them right where you needed to make this attack effective, and they are both down.
Dumb cats just wanted my sword.
So, Garrick, you're down on the ground there. You can do a luck check.
That's a D20, no modifier?
Well, yeah. Well, actually, probably what you'd need to do is spend a point of luck to get your 1 hit point back. I guess that's the
Okay.
way we'll have to handle it.
Okay.
But Steve, I'm gonna give you a point of fleeting luck for your your, your Donkey Kong antics.
Thank you.
All right.
So I'm at 1 hit point?
Yep. And if you wanted additional hit points, you could spend a point of luck to do a hit die worth of healing.
That I will.
And I believe the thief is a D.
I think it's a D6.
Yes, D6,
Hey.
modified by stamina.
Nice.
Modified by stamina. That's another 1. That's 6 altogether. So I've got
Nice.
I've got 3 wounds left.
So,
Are
as
those cats?
they're for all intents and you could kill them if you want. They're just knocked out right now. But if you wanted to end them, you could.
Yeah, I end the one
breathing.
without even asking. I kill the one, pull my dagger out, I head for the other one, see what the party reacts to. Still nursing my right arm. I use my left hand and kill the other one.
Yeah, I would not leave those behind us.
So, sounds
can't
like you
risk
take
that.
out the other.
Yeah, I kill them both.
All
we
right.
can't risk them coming behind us, right?
So, as you're looking about this next chamber that you've entered, there's a box that seems to have scraps of bloodied meat. And Casey just redeemed a word of fleeting luck token. Let us know who you'd like to give that to.
For special
Oh, so this is going to Garrick, I think.
Thanks.
So yeah, you can see there's a trough there with the meat that they use to feed these jaguars. Right above the trough is there's like this sort of maybe 3 foot wide chute in the ceiling that seems to be maybe some kind of like the feeding trough. They drop the food from a floor up above to bring the food down here to the guardians. There's a little cat box over in the corner of the room with some sand in it. But the most interesting thing to you all, probably, is the door on the other side of the room. Another circular bronze door of curiously crimson tint bars further passage into the vault. The face of the door is inscribed with flame-like patterns and strange sigils that line the edges of the valve. There's a single keyhole set in the middle of the circular plate that rests dead center in the door.
Hey, bye. I think you're up.
Walk over to the door and take a look. I think I would like to find out how magical this is. So I'm going to go ahead and cast
Intelligence check.
Intelligence check. 5.
I heard you say something different. I think there at the end. Did you?
I
you
was
say
actually thinking about casting a
casting detect
spell.
magic? Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say this check was you looking at the door. There's nothing. You're kind of coming up a blank, just like you saw on the first door. But go ahead and do a roll for the casting of your spell.
Okay.
I cut you off before you finished.
Whoops. Hang on. Fell off. Okay, so it's a 15.
15.
Oh, 16. Sorry.
16. So, 16 out of detect magic will definitely share something with you. You do detect some magic. Hold on. There's an easier way for me to look this up. I do have my fantasy grounds up, so I might as well use that. instead of flipping through my book with 500 pages. Detect magic on a 15. You are aware of magical enchantment on any object or creature within range. You don't receive any information on the nature of the magical enchantment, just its existence. Okay, so you detect there is magic on this door.
Okay. Um, I'm not so positive that we should touch the door at this point. It's magical, and with all of the flaming symbols and the red tint, one suspects that perhaps, it may cause one of us to burst into flame.
Burst into flames, you may say. Give me but a moment. I'm going to leave the room and like drag the guards into this room so they're not just out in the open near
Okay.
their chamber. So you say if I were to do this, and I'm going to throw a body at the door, see what happens.
Boom! It just hits the door and like falls there.
That was not what I was expecting.
And it looks like Garrick maybe is like, thank God. As everyone is standing in this room.
Yes. It's a dead body. I don't know. Magic can be very picky.
I feel like we may be able to like stick something in there other than a key. Maybe a lockpick or a dagger.
Would you care to be the first person to try that?
I am not well versed in that skill set. I have been told I'm best served as a statue.
You have been well advised. Garrick, perhaps you do not want to be on the other end of the lockpick that might go into this door. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to require the key.
So where's the key?
For background context, are jaguars kind of common here or no? Are they
Where
like
are you
inside?
from, Steva? Where's your
I am
origin?
from the eastern lands, I think.
Yeah,
Eastern
so
lands.
they're native to the eastern lands. They're not. They would not be native to the area around Lankhmar.
We had some of these as pets back home, but why are they here?
To eat my
And
arm.
you do probably know that the owner of the manor house is also from the east. He is a transplant. He didn't grow up in Lankhmar, but he's basically trying to make his way into the upper echelons of Lankhmar society.
So, I have yet to get any blood on my person. So, I am willing to go upstairs and perhaps mingle with the guests and find out if I can find out anything more about a key and its potential location. The two of you are in slightly more disrepair, and I am not at all certain that I could do anything to mend that. So,
Virus, make a intelligence check.
make an intelligence check. Be more intelligent. 15. Oh,
So
sorry, 17.
17.
Nice.
Okay.
17.
So while you think, given enough time, you probably could accomplish like finding the key, but you've just taken out 3 of the guards, and so you might be on the clock here a little bit. There's only so much time that you probably have before someone notices that patrol isn't checking back in with whoever the boss person is. Um,
So, upon a moment's reflection, that probably isn't the best use of our time.
In Garrick's knowledge, when he picks a lock, would it also like if I pick it just right, isn't the magic gonna not explode too, or is it gonna go off no matter what? I mean, usually you have to disarm the magic and the lock, or does he have any reason to believe that when he picks the lock, the magic isn't
Make-
going to go off?
make an intelligence check.
Yeah. So about that fleeting luck I just got. No. Okay, 16. 16.
So,
Higher than a
you
15,
think
not quite a 20.
you think that that's possible? And you've heard stories. You've talked to other thieves and things like that, and sometimes you trade stories, and you know some locks might be that the lock itself is the thing that's enchanted. Sometimes the enchantment is on the door. So it could be. It just depends on the nature of how this spell was cast.
Well, we've come
Um,
this far.
but you see, the runes that you are noticing are actually on the door itself. Stiva threw a body at the door and nothing activated.
If you're so worried about the flames, may I recommend not touching them.
We've come this far. I'm going to try. But maybe you guys should get out of the room. And save me after I,
Of
fall down.
course. Of course.
Yeah,
You
that'd be
cannot
great.
save a charred corpse, my good man.
Well, if there's anything to save, then just, I'd appreciate it.
You have a warrior's honor here, sir.
So Stiva and Byrus vacate the room, and Garrick bravely, once again, posts up in front of the door. Go ahead and give me a pick lock check.
How does luck work again? No. All right, I'm going to start with pick lock. Come on, buddy. No, this isn't going to go well.
So, you're working at the lock, and you do, it's just kind of like the other lock that you were at. It's very complex, and it takes you some time, but you're feeling pretty good, like you're making some progress, you're hitting the pins and everything, and you're like success as the door like rolls away and recedes into the wall, but then arcs of flame like shoot up and crisscross one another in some kind of a secondary defense pattern. On the other side, you can see through the flames, and you can see that there's a small chamber beyond where there is a small coffer, a chain link bag, and a wooden box that are sitting prominently on some shelves at the back of the room.
Okay. Steva, it's time for your throw the body idea.
Did somebody say throw a body?
So you throw a body like through the flames.
I back
you
up.
You can see it like it definitely like sears the corpse with those grill lines crisscrossed on its body, burns up its clothing and such, and it goes through the flames, but is somewhat unrecognizable by the time it drops to the floor on the other side.
I prefer my meat to be medium rare. That is well done, if I may say.
After assessing what happened to the corpse, can I put together whether or not a certain amount of protection would get you through, or is it just a horrible idea? Because I think there's just wooden crates. There's nothing that would really protect us from that blast, is there?
You think that throwing dead weight through these flames, it didn't have any finesse or anything like that, but if you do some kind of shield your face with some clothing and such, and maybe duck, and there might be a way to like, it's probably going to still inflict a bit of pain, but you might be able to dive through and get to the other side okay,
Well,
relatively speaking.
I'm willing to try and see what I can do.
Byrus, give me another intelligence check now that you can see the thing has activated.
Okay. A 6.
Okay. you're trying to like think of ways that maybe you could counteract this, but nothing in your talent pool is coming to mind. Yeah.
I have a possible idea.
Oh.
Does somebody have a bucket of water?
Did they leave water for the animals, or just the box of meat?
Yeah. There's food there, and there's also like like a small trough of water.
I point to it.
Oh, thank you. He's just gonna put his straw in there and just take a sip. I have been thirsty.
Oh, that's-
Uh, however, should we try and use the rest of the water, which probably has been already defiled with cat spit, and use it to try and douse the flames?
That is a much better idea than what I was thinking. I agree.
when I look in there and I see the flames coming off of something, does it look mechanical or is it magical? I mean, are there
It
little
looks
areas where the flames?
magical.
All right.
No, there's no
Okay.
little like holes in the stonework or anything. It's
Yeah,
just
this
like,
isn't my wheelhouse. Yeah. Okay.
So, is there like there's a trough? Is there anything to get water out of the trough, or would we have to pick up the whole trough?
probably you have to pick up the whole trough. Even in the other room, any barrels and such, they're very large. So this will probably be a all or nothing kind of thing.
Okay, well,
Is there a barrel big enough for me to get into?
so
Sure. Yeah. You'd have to like dump out like the grain or contents of the barrel, but um,
if we doused ourselves with the water, would that we could douse ourselves with this water. I mean, I'm willing to get cat spit on the silk.
If you're worried about
Shirt.
silk, you can just wear a cloak and put that in water.
Well, it would help if I had the cloak to put into
I
the
mean,
water.
we have
The
two
guards were wearing
corpses right there.
the guards were wearing something. I don't know if the cloak is there, but
All right, well, let's go see if there are cloaks that the guards were wearing that we left behind.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that one-
They're wearing some things that you could use to kind of pad yourselves down a bit.
Because
May I recommend dunking them in the water and then right over yourself.
it sounds like a great idea.
so
Let's do
Gary's
that.
Gary's got the whole. How many barrels would it take if I put them line by line to cause a tunnel? Like, but none of that. I don't think it's going to work. But would it be like 2 barrels if we hollowed them out? How long would we have? He's gone a little off deep end there. So
Um, you don't know until you try, I guess. But you know,
Yeah.
if you got 2 barrels, you could manufacture some kind of tunnel. The question then would be
how long?
how
would it
long do you
last?
have that they could sustain the?
Both plans work. Shh.
I'm
I'm
willing
gonna
to
give
try.
each of you a point of fleeting luck for doing something more than just I jumped through.
Yeah. Let's hollow some barrels and create a tunnel and douse with water and run through. See if we get. But then we still have to get back. I mean,
Well, we'll deal
I
with that when we
Did
get
not
there.
think that through. That is a problem for the future.
for the that's 5 minutes from now problem. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Maybe there'll be convenient barrels on the other side.
I can never tell. But at this point, this is our best path forward. I think we do both.
So who wants to go through?
Oh, I absolutely want to go first.
Okay, so describe to me kind of step by step what happens here.
I think the
First-
plan is take 2 barrels of equal size, make sure they're nothing on the drum or the top or bottom, and now that they're together, ask Steve to push them through, and then douse with water. I dart through there and see if I get through before I die.
Okay,
I think that's the plan.
so you put the barrels through, and you've got yourself doused, and you start crawling through. Give me a fortitude saving throw.
Love to.
Okay.
That's my boy.
So I'm going to say that because of so typically this would have been 3d6 fire damage. But
Oh.
because of the precautions that you've taken, I'm going to take 2d6 off of that. Some of the flames are kind of glistening or piercing through the barrel. It's crackling and burning up rather quickly, and a few of them lick you as you go through. You'll take 6 points of damage, but you get to the other side.
1 hit point.
Oh no.
Me and my 1 hit point are ready to cover whatever's going on in here.
And
The first
Do the rest of us follow?
are the barrels
see.
holding?
What happens?
they're getting pretty crispy at this point, and kind of falling in on each other like a campfire. And you probably just made it in time as they combust. But you're in the vault now, and you can see again these objects: the small coffer, the chain link bag, and the wooden box.
The first thing I'm looking for is something to turn off the fire. So I'll spend time. I'm hoping I get lucky here.
Yeah, you spend some time looking for that, but there doesn't seem to be a mechanism per se. You We'll say you do find something that closes the door, but nothing that actually turns the magic of this secondary defense mechanism off. Likely only a wizard or whoever placed the enchantment here maybe can do that.
Was there a moment between when the door opened and the fire shield came up? Was there time?
Let's say it was it's like a split second kind of thing,
Not-
that if you timed it just right, maybe you would be okay.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in my back pocket. So what are the items in the room?
So you start going through the contents of the various things. The wooden case contains, it looks like, a lot of business contracts and deeds to property and things like that Igric possesses, or things
Excellent.
that belong to him. So most of these records probably lack inherent value, but there might be information in here that you could use maybe in the future to blackmail Igric or something and get some money.
Same
from
page.
somebody that might want to do him harm. The chain mesh bag has kind of some petty cash. 50, well, for you, it's a lot of money. 50 gold rilks, 157 silver smurducks, and 186 copper pennies. And the coffer holds the object that you were all here seeking, a key fashioned from gold, and it bears 3 unusually cut amethysts of darkest purple along its length. These stones are cut in lozenge-like, crescent-shaped, and trapezoidal-shaped cuts. The key measures 8 inches long and is worth probably a considerable amount of money to the right seller. And in fact, you know somebody who deals in this kind of thing. Someone who does business out of the Plaza of Dark Delights. A man named Semric.
Okay. So I'll start with the bag. You said the fire is coming in on. There's like areas between the fire that you can get through. Is that true?
No, it's pretty tight. Like each of the things is probably like half a foot. So you might be able to like slip. Oh, sure.
The items.
You could probably do that with some finesse and some cooperation from the others to reach in and pull them through.
I'll catch the key.
Guys, here comes the goods, and I'll start with the bag with the coin in it.
I'm not that interested in that.
I will humbly assist you in this endeavor.
Thanks. So there was the bag, and then there was the box with the information in it. I kind of looked to buy for that one. We might be able to use these documents, and I try to slide that through.
I'll take them.
And that leaves the coffer, right?
Yes.
At that point, I'll slip the coffer through, but I give Bi a wink because she probably knows.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And there's information in chat on Fantasy Grounds for you, Alex, but you probably figured it out too.
Okay. Let's see. Just do me a quick. Let's say just a pickpocket check.
Ooh.
So
obvious.
it's pretty obvious to Steva and Byrus that Garrick had pocketed something while in there.
Now let's work on getting me out of here.
I would
Well-
love to second that idea.
I definitely want to help get you out of there. It would also help us if perhaps we had a key for the door.
That happens when I get out.
That's really unfortunate because I believe the person who has the key may be upstairs.
Um,
Do
Well,
we want to try the water again?
so perhaps, is there a keyhole on the other side of the door when you shut the door?
I can shut the door. That's true. Let's see what happens. I'll shut the door on this side.
When you shut the door, there isn't a keyhole visible on the other side.
There's just a way to open the door on this side.
Yeah, there's like a button, or like just like a safety, like a if you got locked into in the vault, you could still open it.
Possible that if you open it from this side, the fire shield doesn't come up. Optimism. I open it.
And it's the fire shield never goes out. It's just the mechanical door that's opening and closing.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Listening.
What if you just run through and I pour a bucket of water on your face to douse your burning corpse? Huh?
See, the word corpse is the problem.
Is there anything we can do to help fortify you?
We have plenty of boxes.
We could try the box thing again. It's the best we got. Maybe the trough? I don't know.
Is
How
there
heavy
any,
is the
is there any, there's no space that he could like climb over the top rank of flames, or the flames really are crisscrossing?
Yeah, they're
Question.
crisscrossing.
Is the trough made of wood or metal?
That is a good question. How about you give me a luck check?
I most certainly will.
Can I add to that? I'm kind of involved here.
It's just a
Nine.
luck, straight luck. You rolled a 9?
Well, it's 10. I rolled a 10, then I guess I subtract my modifier.
No modifiers. Just compare it to your luck.
Is your current luck an
stat.
11, please?
My current luck is a 13.
Excellent.
Okay, so it is a metal trough.
Why don't you just get in this?
I like that plan. You pull while I push. Get me out as soon as you can, and then we'll see if I'm alive.
Before we do so, he's gonna just take his straw, just sing under his helmet, and just start taking a drink. We don't want water to
Virus
be
gags.
I miss what you said. I'm sorry. I was laughing too hard.
We don't
Virus is just gay.
want this delicious beverage to go to waste.
Right.
Is there something special about cat spit?
No, it is just water.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, Garrick.
I will dump out the trough and then slide it through.
Okay, so the metal is
Nice.
going to get heated up. It's going to shield you from the naked flames, which is what you need. Give me a fortitude save.
Okay. Can I use luck on that at all?
Yeah.
Okay. I will definitely use luck with this. Come on, Fancy Grounds. Started with a 13.
Nice.
I'm liking that. And then the D3 for the fleeting luck? Is that right?
Yeah, actually, it's a fortitude save. So you rolled a 13. What's your? Do you have anything for fort?
Oh, fort's +2 instead of +3, so that's
Plus 2.
15.
Okay, so 15. I'm a kind judge, so I'm going to tell you don't need to spend anything on this because 15 is blowing that DC out of the water. So you managed to withstand the heat, the intense heat, as you're trapped in this little, oven, and you get out to the other side and are unharmed.
You are generous. All right, I'll stand up and brush myself off. Let's go somewhere safe, and we'll take a look at everything we got here. And I definitely show by that I have the key, but I don't know I can hand it over yet. You could take it from me, no doubt. I got 1 hit point.
I'll check for guards to begin with.
Kill you for the key, but maybe you and I can discuss the value of the key.
Absolutely.
I will return in but a moment. I will check for the guards with my patented statue technique.
Yeah, I follow him quietly.
Steva, give me another luck check.
Absolutely. Where is
Trying to
my
load
dice? I
roll.
forgot. It's not fancy. Oh, there goes my headset. We are good. Natural 1.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Well, that's
There must
good
be
thing.
something.
This is a luck check. He wanted that.
Yes.
So as you all are turning around to make your escape, you notice, Steva, that there are you hear some footsteps coming down the stairs in the next room. They aren't the heavy footsteps of the guards, but it's basically like you're hearing like the creaking slowly down the stairs. Something is slinking down into the next room, and there are some shadows that you are noticing in that first room where the stairway goes up top. Perhaps
Gesture towards the group and try to do sign language for guards or something. And then I'm going to go draw the 2 short swords and cross myself and stay very still.
Yeah, I'll hide.
So I'm going to attempt to do a hide in shadows check, but instead of a shadow, I am the statue.
All right. Well, Garrick can do the hide in shadows. Steva, do you have anything that I don't remember when I made your character.
I have hide in shadows. I have pickpockets. And I have
because you have a benison that gives you some thieves skills. So you can make that roll. Byrus, what are you doing?
I'm going to cast Obscure Identity so that if they find me, if they talk to me, they're not really going to know who I am or why I'm there. I still don't have any blood on me.
Okay, let's start with Garrick. Hide in shadows check.
Okay.
Oh, and can I ask for some help from my patron on this one?
Sure. So Garrick,
Nice.
you managed to like tuck yourself maybe behind the food trough. Steva looks upset. 2. Okay. And Byrus. You roll a D10 along with that D20 for your
14, 16.
16. What was the D10?
Oh, no, it was it was a 15 with the die and it was a 1 for the
Oh, okay.
D10.
So a 1 on the D10? Okay.
A 1 on the D10.
So don't add that to your spell check result. Just your D20 plus your level plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so then that's going to be 13, 14, 15.
15. Okay. And okay. So there's a couple of things I have to look up here on this. Obscure identity is going to be successful. I just have to look up. I've never done this patron die thing, so I got to see what is the net result of that. So it's probably in this book. Okay. Patron die result. And you rolled a 1.
I did.
You're going to get a +6 on this check.
So it's 21?
Yep. So the way this works is Shilba's going to help you here, and send some love your way. Your patron die now becomes a D12. The idea is that if you keep cashing in help from your patron, it gets progressively harder to get their assistance. So every time you use a patron die, it goes up by 1. And then as you're doing tasks for your patron, it'll go back down.
Okay.
So, but for this one, it is big success. as you get that +6. Your face transforms into a crude reflection of another individual that you have seen. The face must be of a person of the same species and gender as the caster, and is obviously a disguise if seen up close. The caster can pass as the mimicked individual so long as onlookers are 20 feet or more away from them. Observers within 20 feet automatically spot the disguise's flaws and see through the magical mask. This effect lasts 20 minutes.
So I'm going to assume my patroness's aspect.
Okay, so your face, you pop up like your cloak, and the void. There's just a void there inside the cowl, and even your hands, your cloak like grows and kind of extends so that the loose cloth drapes over your hands. Just you kind of look like a big inflated, just like cloak or a robe that is animated with no body inside of it.
Like no feet twirling at the bottom.
And
Cool.
Steva, you were just standing like dead center in the room with your sword out, very, very out of place. As you see a number of thieves, some other sellswords, some other people like you that have come here to steal away the key. Garrick is hidden, Steva is not, and Byrus, you are looking terrifying as they come in. There are a total of 3 of them that move into the chamber, and they're kind of looking at you, Byrus, sort of bewildered. You are unexpected.
So, fools. We've already got what you came to get. I would advise you to flee. And then
So
I do something as terrifying as I can make it.
give me a personality check, and I'm going to give you a plus... I'm going to give you a +2 on this roll because of the disguise.
I know that look.
7?
Oh, that's not
A
horrible.
7. Let's see how the boss man takes that. He's they're kind of like looking at one another, like what is this trickery? And the first one's moving forward with its sword, and it's saying, "Well, if you've got it already, then that should make our job all the easier. Hand it over." And he's got his sword tip kind of pointed straight out, and he's moving towards you, Byrus.
And I'm just going to start laughing. That's very foolish. And
Does
back
he-
away.
Does he pass by the statue of Steve?
Not yet, but you can go ahead and roll me initiative, and we will see how things shake out here.
The second he does, I wish to take him as a human shield.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have a 5.
What's initiative?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a
I'm
15.
0 for 3 in initiative today.
Not bad, not bad. I will complain.
Byrus had a 15. And how about Steva?
11.
Okay. So, Byrus, you are up first. And you still have your greenish glow from your shield would still be
Yes.
up. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to attempt at this point to lure them to follow me and run back towards the fire door.
Okay. So you're standing over by the fire door currently. Next up, we have the NPCs, who two of them are going to follow Byrus, and one of them is going to go up and engage Steva. So let's start with the two on Byrus. They have daggers out. Sorry, I think I said something about a short sword. They have daggers. So they following you, Byrus. First one makes an attack, misses. You dodge out of the way. The second one is an 8, which misses, and the other one looks like he's about to pass you, Steva, but then he's going and he's trying to take a stab at your kidneys, and that's a 16 to hit, dealing 2 points of damage. And then it is your turn.
You fool! You caught for the famous. And then I'm gonna. I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. Take it with a human shield if possible.
Okay, so you're gonna try to grapple him. Give me like a strength check.
And I will use 1 point of my fleeting luck to do so. I rolled a 6 plus, I assume, strength, so it's 7 plus my luck die.
Your arm goes down around his neck, and you grab him close and hold him tight to the front of your body.
You fools! Surrender yourselves now, or this one gets it!
Next up, we have Garrick, who they're not aware of.
Garrick wants to I want to take a shot into the treasure room. I'm trying to make noise in the other room past the fire shield so that maybe they think something's in there or there's a threat in there. Maybe whatever they come up, whatever conclusion they make. So I want to use my blow dart to take a shot, but I don't want to be seen doing it. Is that possible?
It's possible. I'll have you do another hide in shadows check immediately after the
Okay.
action. So
First I shoot into the room.
so
with
I'm just trying to like think of this, because the dart of the blowgun is gonna probably not make a ton of noise.
unless I hit something good enough. I was in the room a minute ago. Do I have an idea of where I could make the most noise with this shot?
I mean, you took all the stuff out of the room.
There was a metal trough.
Oh, but you're trying to shoot into in the vault, right?
Yeah,
Like
I'm trying
on
to
the
make
other
noise
side
in
of
the vault.
flames.
There's nothing I can shatter, like if there wasn't a picture on the wall or anything, huh?
Nothing that's going to make a dramatic scene like you're kind of hoping, I don't think.
Yeah.
Is the water in the trough boiling, just out of curiosity?
I think you flipped it upside down at this point, because you'd used it for Garrick to shield
Ah.
himself.
Okay.
What can I?
Here, I thought he swam through it.
Sorry.
That'd be pretty funny, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad idea. I have a dart. Maybe that's not gonna be loud enough either. Nope. I'm gonna, as a distraction, I'm gonna throw a torch into the fire shield. That should make a big something. But I'm gonna be
Okay.
seen doing that. I can't hide that.
Yeah. So you throw a torch into the flames, and it itself combusts relatively quickly as it is thrown. Next up, Steve. Or no. I'm looking at different initiative order. We're back to the top. Byrus, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to try and kick one of them through the fire door.
Give me a strength check.
Perhaps they're distracted by the torch. Going for it.
And
I don't think so. Torch is the
No.
least of their worries.
Yeah.
it's an 11.
Okay. You try to angle it and kick this guy through. He's able to kind of grab your hand as you do so and steadies himself. And so you both kind of precariously there at the fire. Neither of you goes through quite yet, but there's an arm wrestle, a struggle is happening there.
Okay, cool.
And this one is they're up next. So the one that is struggling with Steva, we'll start with him. He's going to try to break himself free. Give me a strength check.
You're free. I rolled a 2.
Roll 2. Okay. So he gets out from underneath and like kind of maneuvers to your backside. That's his turn. There's one that's still trying to stab at you, Byrus. That one misses. And then this other one that you're kind of in grappling mode with is going to try to do the same thing to you and try to pull you into the fire. Give me a strength check.
Oh, God, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no, does not sound good, Alex. A 10.
Okay, I rolled a 20. So, he grabs you, and you go into like the first little bit of the flame. We'll have you do a saving throw on your turn to see like what exactly happens here.
Okay.
Steva, it is your turn.
You fool! You seem to be impervious to my Shadow Walker's strike. Taste my blade that's not my longsword. Ugh. Stab.
All right.
It's not my longsword.
Rest in peace, my longsword. 17, so technically it's 19. So 17
Okay.
plus 2, so 19.
Yep, that'll hit.
For a short sword?
Say it again.
The D6 for a short
D6.
sword, right?
Yep. And then add your strength modifier.
I also have my Birth Augur that lets me do 1 extra damage per damage roll.
Not on this one.
Got you. That's only with the lucky weapon?
Yeah, you gotta name your blade. So maybe after this battle, if you do some spectacular things with it, maybe you'll give this short sword a name and you'll get that
3
that benefit.
total points of damage.
3 total. Okay. Just looking something up real quick. Okay, got it. So 3 points. This guy is still up. And then next up is Garrick.
Gonna step. I'm on the other side of the room. I'm gonna take a shot at the one that just took damage from Steve with my blow dart. With a 13.
Sounds good. 13 will hit.
1 whole point of damage. Take that.
All right. He's still up on his feet. And we turn to Garrick, or Byrus. Byrus, give me a fortitude saving throw.
Virus.
16.
16 is the saving throw. You're going to take half of the damage that I roll
Ooh,
here.
that's a lot of. No, not
Still
good.
a lot.
I rolled relatively low, so actually 3 points of fire damage.
Whew.
Oh. I'm still standing. And now I get to
And-
do something?
Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, so I am going to push forward to push the person who is in front of me and trying to push me into the flames. I'm going to push forward with my short sword to try and get him out of the way and myself as well. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. And that's a 10.
Burning any luck on that?
I could, yes. So I just rolled
The
another
DM hint
burning
that
luck.
10 isn't enough, but you
Yep,
don't have
yep.
to burn luck if you don't want to.
Oh no, I think I probably do. Oh, Jesus. A 1?
Might need maybe like one more.
Okay. A 20?
Oh, wait. If you're burning luck, you're just, for every point of luck that you burn, you're adding one to your initial roll.
Oh, okay. So then I'm going to burn 2.
That'll do it. And then you can roll damage.
Okay, shoot, and I just lost that 20, but that wouldn't have mattered anyway. Um, and that's a 1d6.
1d6 modified by the strength modifier.
Whoops. 1 whole point of damage.
All right. You get out of the fire. You manage to nick this guy with your short sword as you push through, and you get out of the flames. But they are going to take their turns now. First one is very badly wounded, and is going to. Let's go ahead and do the old morale check. Yeah, he's not feeling so good, taking damage from two different sources. He's gonna turn tail and try to flee out the room. Steve, I'll give you a free shot here as he's leaving.
Where do you think you're going? 11. Do I add anything
Final
besides
answer?
my strength to that number or no?
Yeah, well, no. Well, you did roll your deed die. Did you roll your deed die?
I did not declare a deed, I think, so I don't think I can
Well,
do that.
you always roll your deed. Your deed die is also your attack modifier, so you roll it even if you're not declaring a deed.
I get to do that? That's cool. And that's what, a D3?
Yep.
So 11 plus D die for another 3, so 14.
That'll hit.
Oh, my. And
So as you strike him, he has one hit point left. So you hit him on the backside, and down he goes, face plants on the stone floor. The other two are both near Byrus, and they're both going to take shots with their daggers. 17 hits. And that's D4, 1 point of damage.
Still standing.
Second one rolls and gets a 20.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
So they're playing off of each other. 1 point of damage. They're
And I am
both
down.
on either side of you, and they manage to take you down. All right. We are back to Jarek. Garrick, sorry.
That's fine. If I hide and take a shot, I do more damage. Is that how it works? Or
With that particular weapon, yes, it would go up to, instead of being a D3, it would be a D5.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna try to disappear behind the few barrels and stuff that we have in the room, just so they lose sight of me.
Okay, hide in shadows check.
23.
So you're going to get, if you hit, you'll get that extra damage.
Okay. 17.
That'll hit.
So I roll a D5 instead of a D3.
Yep. And there's one that's already been injured, so
The most injured is the one I'll shoot at.
that one goes down as you land a perfect strike right in his neck. He collapses. There's one left.
And
Steve.
I'd like to.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to finish my turn with saying, "I'd rather gain one more than lose one more. Join us."
Oh, you're saying this to the remaining thief?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a personality check.
Yeah. I'll give that a shot. I'm probably gonna throw luck on this one. Yeah, I got a 6.
He looks unconvinced, although you're not sure. He's kind of gazing down at the two comrades on the ground. He's maybe mulling it over or thinking about it as we turn to Steve.
Eva's going to get down in a ready stance, and much like a bull, he's going to use his helmet to uppercut him in the forehead and try and attempt to push him into the fire.
Okay, so this will be a mighty deed. Make a attack roll.
All right, so first the d20. I'm sorry, guys. Really?
Got a nat 1. All fleeting luck disappears, so if wherever you're tracking your fleeting luck, please reset that. And Steva, whew, this is a big flub up. not where you want to do a nat 1. What was it? I think we said D10 for your fumble.
And that's minus luck.
Yeah, and if you've got a positive luck modifier, you can subtract that from this check.
7.
7? Okay. You drop your weapon as you go charging forward. You still have your short sword in hand, and the impact you like strike the wall. You weren't really looking forward, and you just totally miss him. But as you hit like the corner of the wall there, you drop your weapon that goes sliding through the flames.
Whack! No!
And next
Just goes
up,
through weapons.
we have next up we have oh, it looks like maybe I skipped the NPC there. He's going to take a stab at Steva, and he gets a crit.
Whack! No!
He's a thief. Make me a fortitude saving throw.
Fortitude saving throw.
He's got a helmet on.
This is stamina modifier?
Yes.
Alright, so a straight d20. 12.
Okay, you make the saving throw. He does deal to you 1 point of damage, and as he does so, he's stabbing you, and then he's withdrawing and moving away, and so he makes it like down to the other door at the southern end of the room. Garrick, it is your turn.
He's leaving?
Yes. Looks like he's like running off.
I'll let him go.
So we will.
I'm going to see if I can help by.
Okay. Byrus, give me a luck check. Try to low roll that one.
11?
Is that under your luck?
No.
Okay. So you'll need to burn a point of luck to go back to 1 hit point.
Okay. I am burning that point of luck.
You could burn a 2nd point of luck if you wanted to do a roll hit die to recover health.
Yes. This is going to make my luck so much fun.
And then you can roll a d4 modified by your stamina modifier to regain that many hit points. So this seems like you've got what you came for.
3.
And why don't you tell me about how you make your escape from the manor?
Well, am I still looking very spooky and disguised?
Yeah,
Did all of that?
Yeah, that will still remain for a bit of time. Your green shield that you had up is probably gone though at this point.
Unfortunately. Then, really can't go back out through the way I came in. Oh,
Yeah, as you can see, the layout of the manor is there. Probably Byrus came in right from through the main hall with whatever ruse that you came up with. Others of you maybe came in through the kitchens or um, maybe stowed away somewhere during the day or through a guest room or broke in some other way. Um,
I
can we?
came in under some kind of carriage and hid in the. Was there a stable nearby before? Probably snuck into
Yeah,
the saloon after
there's
that.
probably a place where all the stage coaches and things like that are. The valet takes you and brings you from the carriage house and brings you up to the manor.
Um, what about the chute, the meat chute? Where does that go?
That would be it. That would be a way of
Kitchen?
escape.
Is that a climb up, like to the kitchen or something?
Yeah, you want to try to go up that way.
I was just wondering where it went.
He's not saying.
It might be the only. Yeah, because we go up the other room, we're gonna come right up to the ground floor. We're not gonna be able to hide that.
I think it's fair to assume, like your character could probably assume that it goes up somewhere close to the kitchen, as the chute itself is a little bit gross with, meat juices and gore from the things that they drop down it. But it is a means of getting out undetected.
Is that the idea?
That's the idea.
We're both just staring at the chute, each other in the chute.
I don't like it any more than you do.
How many of the rogues died? I'd like to go find out what they have before we take off.
Yeah.
So there was 2 down. We'll say on each of them, 10 silver smurducks, so a total of 20 that you could pick off of them. Daggers, leather armor.
How many daggers? Like one each?
There would be, yeah, 1 each, so 2.
Okay. I'll gather the daggers and we can split the silver.
Thank you.
Although as you go and you pick up the daggers, you do realize that they are made of, or at least encrusted in a silverish material, which is a sign that they are officially members of the Thieves Guild.
Which is a place I want to be someday. I mean, okay.
So, sounds like the 3 of you are going to use the chute to make your way out. And why don't who among you has the highest luck score currently?
I have a 15.
It sounds like that's probably Garrick. Garrick, make me a luck check.
Is that a D20 or with the
D20,
modifier?
yeah.
Okay.
D20, you want to roll low.
Oh, I did not roll low.
So as you are making your escape, someone in the kitchen, as you are making your way out, sees you, spots you, and lets out a cry, a holler. And as you're coming, you maybe make your way out one of the back service doors or whatnot, and there are 2 guards that meet you there. Just for the sake of time, we're going to say that you dispatch of them and make your way from this point on. You've got the thing that you came for, and Garrick, you're aware of someone who might be able to identify its worth to you. Tell you more about it.
Virus has a pretty good idea.
Anything
we need
that
to get somewhere. We need to get somewhere safe first.
Yes.
So hopefully we do that.
so we're going to take a
end up
break.
talking about it. Yep.
We're going to take a break here. Over the break, you guys can tell me whether you want to take it to the person that Garrick knows or what you want to do with this item. So yeah, let's take a quick, like, 5 minute break or so. Thanks everyone who is
Thank
hanging
you.
out with us here this morning. There's still a bit of adventure left to go as we are playing some Dungeon Crawl classics this morning. We're playing the adventure Masks of Lankhmar. Don't go away, there's plenty more to go. Hey everybody, we are back, and we were just kind of doing some housekeeping. They wanted to. We're gonna pick up a few days later, essentially, from the initial heist of the key that they went to acquire, the key of the Unwitnessed Sisterhood. Um, and so they're divvying up some wealth that they acquired. Steve is doing some shopping for a new longsword, and they are also maybe talking about what to do about this key.
You guys can have all of the wealth. I just require those 10 gold pieces.
This
And you
guy,
see
huh?
3 days later, he's still wearing the same helmet. Nothing's changed.
Well, if you need anything, we'll take care of you.
I will just require those 10 gold pieces for now, and I will return in but a moment.
You may have the 10 gold pieces, and we shall await your return.
Why, thank you.
Best partner
Salute.
ever, huh?
Yes.
And I'm going to run to the nearest blacksmith.
Sure. So you go and you handle that and acquire a much finer blade, or so you think, than the one that you had previous.
You are a magnificent blade. I shall call you McSpanky.
Miss Spanky?
McSpanky.
McSpanky. And that means?
Big McThankies from McSpankies. It's a Jimmy Neutron reference.
Yes.
It's totally lost on me. So
Heard it in decades.
all right. So, you have the key of the Unwitnessed Sisterhood. You've all, over maybe the past few days, been racking your brains as to what should be done. Maybe there's some bickering about what it should be done with it.
Well, I have a genuine use for the key. I'd rather have it intact so
It's
that
worth a lot of money.
and it's to all of our benefit if we do that.
I
Tearing
like
the
the sounds of that.
Yeah, so I mean we might get something for all of its components, but I know that there is a reward if we don't tear it apart. I'm willing to give you my share of whatever we've gathered so far to compensate you for the immediate loss.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm more interested in a partnership. The three of us, we got something done. We work well together. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna use the key to gain stature. I'm trying to get into the guild so I don't have to illegally steal. But these documents here, I can use these too. So, what are your plans with that key, wizard? What are you doing?
Muted.
So, Garrick, as you guys have been having this conversation about what to do with it for the past couple of days, and it probably, you hold it, you go and you find like your favorite tavern or whatever in Lankhmar that caters to unscrupulous folk like you. So you feel okay about talking about this thing openly because other people are doing their own dealings around in the tap room. But you got the key out. You've been looking at it, and you've been looking at it, Garrick, and you realize that the key itself is actually it seems to be almost like a box or maybe a spell scroll because it has seams on it. Just the way that it is patterned out, you think it maybe is holding another object.
Same question. What are your plans with this thing, Bye?
Well, I need to use the key to locate, let's just call it a gift. And by locating that gift, I'll be able to gain some favor, and whatever favor I gain will also accrue to all three of us.
I like that part.
So I think, what do you notice about the key?
It looks like a container. It looks like there's something inside there.
Well, can I'm going to try and take a look at it to see if it's got anything magical about it. Before we open it, we don't want
Um,
to
sh-
have.
yeah, you want to do your detect magic spell?
I definitely do.
Okay, go ahead and give that a roll.
It's a natural 20.
Natural 20. You don't detect anything magical about it.
That's good to know. We can
Garrick, your assessment of it is it's a mechanical kind of thing. It could be disassembled potentially. The different facings, they have the different stylized jewels on it. Each of those, you think maybe like the flat part of the key where the biggest jewel is could maybe be twisted and would unlock and disassemble these three modular parts of it.
A little bit of a cutscene. I explained that to Bai.
Well, then let's see if there's any indication of how to manipulate it on the key, and then let's proceed.
So working together, and Garrick has been kind of figured this out with his thieves training. You are able to disassemble it, and on the inside you can see that there is a hollow cavity on the inside, and there's a vellum page that bears writing in a foreign script. Adashif. Is that the one that you read, Steva?
No.
No?
I don't have a
It would be
I
language.
read
similar. It would be similar to a language that is from your homeland.
My daddy used to write these things.
What languages do you speak, Steva?
Well, Lankhmarsian and Hobarix.
Oh, Hobarix. Okay. Um, Byrus, make an intelligence check.
Um, 13?
So you know enough. This is actually written. There's two scripts there. It's like each line. It's like maybe like a poem or something, and it has two lines that say the same thing in two different scripts. And one of them is in High Lankhmarese. And
Ah,
Shielba has taught you enough High Lankhmarese to enable you to be successful when this task was to come to you. And it reads, "Beneath neither cup nor chain, nor moon do I stand, but under the gaze of visage face, secret and awaiting the touch of hand, is where our resting place is to be found, safe from thief, heretic, or sniffing hound."
so this seems like a set of clues to the gift that I was talking about. So neither cup nor chain nor moon, but under the guise of face, awaiting touch and safe from hounds. And hounds. Why hounds and thieves? And what was
So
the other?
this rhyme doesn't really it obviously like is some kind of clue as to where to find something, um, but you have no idea where you'd even start.
Yeah, because there are many places in which we could look for faces.
So just to speed things up, you're going to have to take this to somebody. You're going to have to get this analyzed by an expert. Maybe there's clues in the other line of the poem. You're surmising that it's probably the same thing, but maybe there's a clue in there that you don't know. And so eventually you take it to someone. I'll leave that up to you all. Like, do you want to try? Garrick knows somebody that he's dealt with before. Virus, potentially you could take it to somebody, or you could invent a different NPC that you would like to seek out.
Well, I could of course take it to Shilba, um, one way or another.
Beetle's
Um,
pretty good at this stuff too.
yeah, I'm thinking that we should probably talk to your friend, and that this might also achieve one of your goals, which is to demonstrate that you are a member of the guild.
How's your penmanship? Because you could write that poem somewhere else. He doesn't really need to see the key, you know what I mean? He just needs the information in the poem.
Oh, I can definitely write that
He doesn't
down.
need to know too much.
So I can translate. I do we have a piece of vellum?
You could acquire such a thing relatively easy. So your plan is to write down a make a copy of this essentially, and show that to a professional
I
scribe or
called him
someone.
Beetle, yeah.
Yes, that is a professional scribe.
Okay, so you do that, and you make your way. Probably this figure Garrick deals out of one of the probably someplace out of the dark Plaza of Dark Delights, where such such shadowy figures work. And what was his name? Beetle.
Beetle.
Beetle. So
Yep.
Beetle is willing to take a look at this for you for a fee. He says he would want 2 gold to review it and tell you what he knows.
2 gold, huh?
Let's say for the price of 1 copper piece.
He says, "Who is this buffoon that you bring here, Garrick, wearing
He's
this
excellent
helmet?"
he's excellent at taking hits. He's all right.
I am
He's
the
not.
one they call Steve.
Steve.
You can
Well,
see this.
Steve, my time is worth a lot more than pennies.
But my name's not Steve. That's my father. I am Steve. Let the A flow away like my chance at a relationship with a beautiful woman.
Well, your
Fire.
father was much better at naming you than he was teaching you something about the value of a man's labor.
All right, Beetle, let's focus over here. Here's the 2 gold.
Okay, you give him the money.
Yeah,
He says, "Oh,
yeah.
okay,
And
okay. Well, this is very interesting." As he's taking a look at this, this writing is from the Eastern lands, and
it's like a poem treasure map thing. It's your wheelhouse, man. It's your wheelhouse.
yes, based on what I am seeing here, I believe this rhyme originates with a very old religion that came to Lankhmar a long, long time ago. Um, where did you find this?
Well, did you hear about the job at the manor that happened a few days
Oh,
back?
yes, I heard
Because I was gonna
something
bring
about
that
that.
up. I was gonna ask you to help me keep what's whoever the name of the man who owns the manor? I worked
Yeah.
that into the conversation. I was like,
Okay.
I need you to help me keep him off my back. I have a couple documents that he probably doesn't want out in the open, and this ties you into it, unfortunately. But then I feel safer with you tied into it. So uh, that's part of it. If you want me to give you
Oh.
enough, I want you to be able to figure this out, though. So
Well, that is helpful. That makes a lot more sense.
you can help me keep.
You
Yeah,
you got this from Igric. Um, yes. Well, from what I understand, this poem is it could be tied back to worshippers of a goddess named Djil. Mysterious followers of Djil very long ago, maybe 200 years ago or so. They came to Lankhmar from the east, and they were very popular amongst the wealthy. For it is said that their priestesses could could provide for patronage of the church and for of course, impressive donations, were able to perform a ritualized kiss to remove the sins of any man or woman in the city.
Oh,
So this cleansing ritual became, of course, very popular with the wealthy and the elite, who were willing to buy their way into heaven, should we say, and have their souls unblemished by the time that they exited this world and entered into paradise. But about 100 years ago, so they had a large following. They built a lavish temple that is still in existence. About 100 years ago or so, the people turned against the influence of this religion, seeing them as one of absolving the elite of crimes that they were committing against the people, and eventually they were driven out of town. But the temple remains today. Little more than a tenement house now. No active followers still worship there.
Do
I
people
think that this script is maybe leading to where some of their ancient or some of their old artifacts are. And if I had to guess, I would guess that those would be the 7 masks of Degil. The masks that the priestesses who performed the ritualized kiss would wear. Each one represented a different sin.
such as like greed, lust,
Yes.
gluttony?
Since the priestesses were removed from the city, there has been no sight of these masks. So, if this poem is leading to something, that would be my guess. Is that it would lead to the location of those artifacts.
if this pans out and we get there and find these masks, and I haven't bumped into anybody that heard anything, you're going to be the first to know. If I bump into people that heard something from you, you're not going to hear it from me. You understand that, right?
I understand.
Looking forward to keeping you in the loop.
Now,
Really
if you're going
appreciate your
to, he tells you, if you're going to go to that location where these followers or these faithful once were, just be aware that now it serves as a sort of slums. From what I understand, there is a gang that protects the people of that area. They are known as the King Spiders.
Cool name.
King spiders?
You will still certainly stick out if you head. Sorry, Spider Kings is what they're called. You'll certainly stick out if you head that way. So just be on the lookout.
I appreciate the tip. What do these Spider Kings value? What do they cherish? How do I get an advantage on them?
Well, as long as you aren't. Maybe if you could invent a story as to why you were there and you grease the palm, they may leave you alone.
That's an option. All right.
But if they see you snooping around looking for something, they may get suspicious as to what you're really doing in their domain. The city guard does not patrol those streets, so it is very much in their control.
Gotcha.
And with that, you would be able to head out as you would wish. Maybe having some conversation about your planning and what you're planning to do once you get to the temple.
I purposely didn't use Bai's name during the conversation, but Steve introduced himself. Um, and at this point, I'll talk to Bai, assuming he's not around. And you're the linchpin here. You got an idea what these masks are about? What's going on?
Um, yes, I have some idea of what the masks are about. This gift that was speaking of um, actually happens to be one of these masks. So, should we be successful in securing all of them, then we should be able to retain 6 of them for our own use, would be my guess, based on the actual conversation that I had about the gift. That said, um, this is truly, I did not realize, even though it said high priestess, I hadn't really heard much about the religion. So now I think we need to be a little bit careful about the actual impacts or effects of the masks. They could be more magical than I thought. So just keep that in mind.
I find masks to be overrated. Who will wear such a thing? We even have the trusty helmet.
I could see where you might come to that conclusion. Your helmet has been so useful to you lately.
I
That's when
haven't taken it off in 26 years.
I'll flip up my hood. You got a point.
He gets it.
Yes, well, do I still look like my patroness at this point, or is that
No,
gone?
it's been days
That was
since.
days ago, yeah.
Well, you know, I do see your point as I go ahead and wrap my own um, head, well, you know, scarf around my head as well, so we can go ahead and take off.
All right. So, um, two of
Have
you
a
maybe will potentially be able to blend into the scene. Steve, a little bit tougher, but you make your way to the former temple of Dajil, which stands in one of Lankhmar's many poverty-stricken neighborhoods. The surrounding buildings are in varying states of disrepair, and the businesses here are obviously struggling. Dominating the neighborhood is the massive temple, which is now turned into a tenement. The stone walls of the temple rise 50 feet into the air and are supported by stout stone buttresses. At the rear of the temple is a thick spire which continues another 30 feet into the sky. This large tower is crowned by an oval construction resembling a flattened coin stretched as if trodden on by a behemoth. But you can kind of make out that maybe at one point in its past, it actually was the visage of some kind of a face or a mask of sorts. Smoke from cook fires and drying, ragged clothing spill from the temple's glassless windows, and the noise of a crowd tumbles from the open front doors. So you would be moving into the temple from these front doors, and you can just see kind of shantytown essentially has been um, constructed around all of the support beams that support the high ceiling of the temple. And as you were moving through the streets, trying to avoid detection, you were taking in the senses of this slum. The smell of unwashed bodies, cooking food, bodily waste, and old sickness assails your nostrils as you step into the dim confines of the abandoned temple. The former fane, once gilded with the wealth of its worshippers, is now filled with hovels and sleeping spaces formed by crudely erected walls of scavenged lumber and tattered blankets. Overhead, you can see a large balcony covering the frontmost section of the temple. A number of ramshackle walkways and platforms hang from the support pillars, forming a meandering and dangerous second floor to the tenement. Who among you has... I'm just going to pick Steve, because Steve seems to be the one that I want to make this check. Give me a luck check as you are making your way through the tenement.
Don't mind me, I'm just a passerby. 13, which is the equal number to my luck.
Okay. As you were moving...
no, 14, my bad. I forgot you don't subtract luck with only for fumble. So 14, I had one above it.
So as you're moving through, Garrick and Byrus, you're doing maybe a decent enough job of blending in. And Steve accidentally, doesn't have the full range of peripheral vision, accidentally knocks into the corner post of a tent, which causes it to sort of collapse. And there's a family that emerges from there and is screaming at you. What are you doing? How dare you? What? Look at this mess! And you can see they're just pointing at their home that you have accidentally collapsed, and they're kind of making a scene.
I am so very greatly sorry. Here, let me help you. And I'm going to attempt to try and fix the house as best I can.
Okay, so make a personality check.
I'm going to keep my eyes peeled,
0.
especially above us, to see who's
Natural
noticing
1,
this.
so 0.
That then
Okay.
wanders on. Yeah.
Garrick, you can see that from all of the different the side streets that are surrounding this particular tent, there are shadowy shapes that are creating a perimeter around. You see them in all sorts of different side alleys. As Steve is going over there trying to help, the mother of the family of 2 is kind of saying, "No, haven't you done enough? Just get out of here. You're not even from here." What is this?
I just wanted to fix this.
And then as they're trying to put together their tent and they're kind of fighting with Steva, they're looking up and around and they're noticing that there are entities that are lurking in the shadows in the alleyways, and they seem to kind of say, sorry, but we need to get going. Kids, come. And they see them kind of gather their family up and they scurry down a side street.
But wait, what about your house?
I try to figure out who the alpha is that's looking in our direction.
You can see that you count at least 5 or so figures coming from various alleyways, and they make themselves known at this point, and they kind of have you surrounded. You're all standing in this intersection looking out at them.
Okay.
Each of them bears a tattoo of a spider crawling up their cheek on the right side of their face, and one of them is wearing leather armor, black cloak, has a short sword. It's not currently drawn, but hand on the hilt. And he looks at you, Garrick, and he says, so it looks like we have visitors. Outsiders have come gracing our streets. What brings you to the tenement?
It didn't take long for you guys to find us. I was wondering how we were going to barter passage.
Oh. Well, I like the sounds of that. And he's kind of looking at your coin purse.
We were hoping to take a good look at the spire, with your permission, of course.
The spire? Now, what would you want with that?
Well, if there's nothing there, there's no reason to go into detail, but if we find what we're looking for, I can make sure you guys know about it.
Make a personality check.
I might want to use luck for that. That's my boy.
Okay. He says, okay, we might be able to negotiate a deal. Let's say for the 3 of you, 6 gold, and we will allow you to a few moments with the spire.
How will we know when the time's up? Is there a peaceful way?
we will let you know.
All right. What's your name, boss? And I say boss loud enough for everyone else to hear him to see if they all react to he is the boss or how that goes.
And he says his name is Gravik.
Yeah. I appreciate your generosity, Gravik. Wish us luck.
So you pay the toll and make your way through the streets. You do get the sense as you're walking, there are on all of the different little platforms of the second level of the tenement, there are eyes watching you as you make your way over there.
That only gets us in, guys. They're gonna be watching us the whole time.
Well, then they'll be watching us the whole time. And in the meantime, we need to think about a way to deal with them once we find what we've come for.
Copy that.
May I start with not knocking into any family homes?
I would hope that that would be a one-time occurrence.
Don't feel bad, Stevie. They were gonna know we were here one way or another.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of hard when you have about 120% peripherals, and that's all you can see.
Then I'll make sure one gets in front of you.
Excellent.
So,
Okay.
there is a massive pillar that stands near the far end of the former temple, which rises from floor to the soaring ceiling above. It measures roughly 60 feet square, and the stone support is defaced by grime, soot, and inscribed with graffiti left by generations of the slum-dwelling residents of the tenement. Faintly visible beneath the obscuring dirt are bas reliefs that are located 10 feet up the pillar.
I'd like to take a look at those.
As you're kind of looking at them, give me an investigation check.
An investigation check?
Or, sorry, intelligence check.
Well, typical for where my brain seems to be today. It's a 5.
You kind of vaguely, without, like, scoring out the dirt and cleaning it up, you kind of see there's kind of some vague shapes there.
Garrick, you want to come over here and take a look at these shapes? They may have some sort of impact on what we decide to do next. I can't.
You
definitely take
can
a look at the
do the
shapes.
same. Yeah,
Yep.
together you're kind of looking and maybe you're scoring out some of the dirt best you can with maybe a stick or something reaching up. But there's a number of shapes there. One is a crescent moon, one is a skull, goblet, a length of chain links, just different like sigils like that. Or
Oh,
carved symbols.
The skull stands out. It's not in your poem.
it is a kind of a face. That's true.
Oh, that's right.
So, and it does say it's awaiting our touch.
Touch, you say?
Touch.
Do you
I
see if
just
someone
I
touches?
take like three steps back. Go ahead, Stevie. Do your thing.
So Steve, you go and you press it, and as you do so, a section of the wall does swing outward. Um,
No fire?
and there is no fire.
All right.
Well, I'm willing to go ahead and try and go in first.
Making your way inside, beyond the door, you can see a square, dusty chamber where no one has entered for some hundred at least years. There's a thick carpet of dust on the floor, and on the winding stone staircase which rings the walls of the room. It seems to head up into the gloom. Aside from your breath, The room is silent, but you have an uncomfortable sensation that something lies within, slumbering fitfully.
Um, oh, my thought is that perhaps we light some torches and shut the door behind us. We certainly don't want our friends from the streets to follow us inside.
Does there
Torches, I can do.
seem to be a way to shut the door behind us?
Just simply trying to pull it back doesn't seem to work, and hitting the skull again doesn't seem to do anything either.
I was afraid of that.
Hmm.
What if we touch the skull with our foot? Because technically it's not touching with your hand. And it's like the reverse.
I lightly put my foot on the skull just to satisfy it. The question.
So you do some. It's up like some distance, so you gotta do some kind of
Oh, I
strange
didn't know it was up
acrobatics.
there.
But
You
you
could
probably
hang
look pretty
on-
silly doing this. But yeah, nothing happens.
Okay.
Drat. I
Well-
thought that would work.
It's a nice try.
We can truly say we've tried everything at this point.
We're gonna have
And
to
as
leave
you
the door open.
as you've got some torches and things like that, you don't see anything in the room. It is barren, just with the stairs that head up.
Okay.
What if we put like a drape or something that says under new management so they don't enter or do not enter?
Oh,
Death awaits those who enter.
I think that's what the skull means.
abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Should we put that on the banner?
I am all for this idea.
Let us do it then. So I'll go ahead and strip a piece of my fabric and write that out. And we just put it across the doorway.
Yes, dozens of eyes watch you do this from the upper, the upper areas of the tenement.
Carefully at them and go back inside.
Spiders do have a lot of eyes.
Well, yes, they do.
All right.
All right, Steve. Torches forward.
I'll have one torch in one hand and make Spanky in the other.
All right.
Let us press onward.
Pressing onward, you head up, and revealing a little bit more of the map. You would be
there's a
up at this door here.
Huh?
It's on the right side of the same map. I see
Ah, I see it. Thank
it. A
you.
little D20
Okay.
coming down.
As you make your way up, there is another door at the landing.
Is there anything else in that landing? Just a landing?
Yeah, it's just 5 feet, the stairs leading up.
It's time to take a good look for traps, especially by the next
Sure.
set of stairs.
Make a find trap check.
13.
As you're navigating up, you don't see anything that causes suspicion, and you make your way up to a wooden door in front of you.
This seems to be a door.
Let's see if it's locked.
Garrick, you try the door, and it actually opens. It is not locked. Pushing it open, you can see another dust-covered room. This one has vestments that hang from hooks on the walls of the small chamber. They seem to be maybe robes hanging from their hood on hooks on the wall. There are unlit torches that stand in brass sconces on both the north and east walls. Also on these walls are 2 rows of full face masks carved from some dark wood. An ancient, moldering rug spans the floor beneath a layer of gray dust. And there is another door on the south side of the room.
Do y'all mind if I light these torches for light?
No, that's a good idea. What do you think?
1,
I think that's perfect.
2.
So you go and you light up a few of the torches, and it casts a bright light into the room. And as you're doing that, you can see that one, two of these robes kind of start to like move and animate, shaking a cloud of dust that kind of cascades off of them. But the two robes start to fly off of their hooks and are just hanging on the air. And they are both starting to move in Steve's direction. And we can roll initiative as the animated robes have awakened.
Who has thrown this cloak at me? Heathens.
And let's see. Garrick, what did you have?
Dirty 20.
Byrus.
I had 10.
10. And Steve.
15.
All right, first up is Garrick.
I'm gonna take my turn to do the obvious thing and put one of the torches out that he just lit.
Okay. So we're gonna say, Steve, you got to like two of the torches, and Garrick goes and puts one of them out. Next up, we have Steve. What would you like to do?
How dare you attack me, you foul piece of clothing? Hiya! I'm gonna lay on fire with the torch. If possible.
Okay, give it an attack roll.
And do I add the mighty D die as well?
Yep.
Ugh. Like 8. 7 total.
7. And what you're adding your strength modifier and your deed die, right?
I rolled a 5.
Okay,
I
so
rolled a 1 for the deed.
the thing is kind of like the robe just kind of like flips itself up as you try to stick it with the flame, and it is a miss. Next up, we have Byrus.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the force manipulation again.
All right. Any spell burn?
It's a 7.
7. Oh.
lost.
So you will lose that spell for the day. And
Okay.
now, the two animated robes are going to go for Steva, and they're going to try to wrap themselves around you, trying to choke you out. One of them is a 14.
That'll hit.
Deals 3 points of damage. And next one wraps itself around. That one's going to be a miss. But you've got one that is kind of wrapped itself around your head and is kind of choking you out. So you are kind of blinded as this is happening to you. Garrick, it is your turn.
I'll try to put the other one out. The second torch that he lit.
All right. You put that out. Is anyone holding a torch at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So Steve has got like a torch in one hand. So it's getting darker. It's more of a dim kind of glow in here. But that is what you do.
I looked at Bai and I just shrugged. Like, I tried.
Steve, it is your turn.
You think some simple clothing can choke out this helmet? I think not. And I'm gonna just slice my sword straight up my helmet and try and cut it.
Okay. So this would probably be a situation where some funky die would get used. So roll me a D16.
What now?
Or let's just do a -2. You'd be able to find it in Fantasy Grounds, but
I see.
let's just speed it along.
So a D20 -2.
Yeah.
And the mighty die.
Yep. All your same modifiers still get edited.
It's a natural 19 on the die, but it's a D16, so 17.
Well, natural
20 total.
So because I modified it, I said it was a -2. If you roll a 19, that for you that's a crit. So roll. Let's get you a roll on the crit table. And what is your crit die?
I think it's a D12 plus my luck.
All right, give that a whirl.
13 again.
13 again. Do you remember what that result was? I think it was like a D8 extra damage or
I think
something
it was a
like that.
D8 extra damage. I think it was. You're right. Because I had the barrel and then the whack.
So go ahead and roll your normal sword damage and then throw the D8 into the mix.
So it's 1d8 plus 2 for the sword damage, 3 for the sword. I rolled a 1.
Okay, so you rolled a 1, so 1 plus your strength modifier plus your D8 was, what was the total?
Oh, I didn't roll the second d8.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and throw that in.
It would be 3 plus my modifier with the birth thing, the birth auger, which is plus 1 to melee damage rolls with my weapon. So the additional d8 will be another 4. So 7 total.
7 total. Okay, so you jam your sword up underneath the animated robe that is trying to choke you out, and you just like sear through it and rips it apart, and it drops lifelessly down at your feet. One left as we turn to Byrus.
Okay. So having seen how effective the sword was, I'm going to go ahead and try to attack with my short sword. As I'm sniffing a little bit because I know I've lost one of my best spells. And so that is an 8.
An 8 won't quite get it there. The robe, having just been struck at, it's still going to go for Steva, who has just attacked that first one and rendered it useless. So attack roll is a 14.
That hits.
Take 3 points of damage, and wha-bam! It's got you kind of wrapped up again and is trying to choke you out. As we get back to the top, Garrick, it is your turn.
One that's got him wrapped up, I'm gonna come behind it and just cut it right off his neck.
All right, I'll give you. This could be a backstab. So go ahead and make your. You can make your attack roll and add a plus
Don't worry
1.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, nat 1. So if there's any fleeting luck out there, that is all gone. Let's see.
You're on the nat 1 train tonight.
I think you have. You're not wearing armor, right?
No, I'm not.
Roll me a d4 for your fumble. 2. And luck modifier?
Luck modifier is +2.
All right. You miss wildly, but miraculously do not stab Steva in the neck or anything like that. Next up, we have Steva.
You think this parchment can keep me back? I'll vanquish you! And I'm going to do another attack roll. Still a d16?
Yes. Oh,
So-
-2.
Yeah. 17.
That'll hit.
The thing will take 8 points of damage.
Again, you just kind of rip it off with a sword straight up. Cloak joins its comrade on the ground.
Let's destroy the other 2 cloaks before we light the torches.
I concur.
So there were 4 cloaks in the room, right?
Yes.
We'll just take a minute, take a dagger, destroy the other inanimate cloaks.
All right, you do so and add them to the textile material.
So should we search the textile materials?
Sure.
Do we notice anything interesting about these textiles that we've just destroyed?
Not particularly. They're pretty nondescript robes. Likely, the types of things that were probably worn with those masks that hang on the wall.
Yeah.
All of this is beginning to create an idea in my mind, and I'm holding on to that for just a moment.
How many masks are on the wall?
About a dozen or so. They're hanging. Yeah, they're hanging in 2 rows of 6.
Okay.
Are these the masks you're looking for, Bree?
Um,
Bye.
Either one can work. Pretty easygoing in that way. Um, I think perhaps they might be. So, um, they think it's safe to put the torch up to take a look at them?
So you take a
Absolutely.
look at them, and um, probably not the masks that you're looking for. They're all made of wood. Um, Although some of them are painted with a indigo kind of color. Um, you do see that the interior of each of the masks seems to be inlaid with a bit of cloth, such that the the piece with the nostril holes and the mouth have kind of a fabric that is inlaid in them.
Hmm. So I'm going to do something really probably I'm going to regret, but I'm going to take one down and I'm going to put it on my head.
All right, so you fit it on, and it seems to fit you okay. It does. It's maybe like a little bit tight to like breathe through it because you have to breathe through that fabric, but you sort of get used to that relatively quickly.
Is there enough structure left to those robes to actually put a set of the robes over me as well?
Probably not. The intent was to destroy them, so they're kind of gonna need a
Well,
seamstress to put them back together, probably.
I'm not one of those. Um, then I'm going to keep the mask, and I'm I doubt seriously that Steve would want to have the mask, but Garrick, what do you think? Do you think the mask is something you'd like to wear? They may offer us some protection.
I'm not gonna wear it, but I am gonna use it. I'm gonna take maybe 2 of them and stow them away if I have a bag. Someone asked what we found. This might be acceptable.
That's true.
Are you asking to wear the masks as we speak?
I'm good.
Yes, if you would like to wear a mask, you could.
I would love to. And I'm going to do it without taking off the helmet.
Yeah, yeah.
So it probably wouldn't fit. It's the kind of thing that attached to your ears and stuff like that would be how it hangs on your face. So
Hmm. It does not seem to be quite my style.
Feel free to keep it though on those moments when you. Well, how many years has it been since you've taken off the helmet?
I've been wearing this helmet since I was 4 years old.
I don't think I want to be there when he takes it off.
ugh.
I, yes, but the
I
mask.
haven't seen my face in 26 years.
27, 28, 29. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, but keep the mask.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So making your way to the other door. Again, it doesn't seem to be locked. You're able to open it, and it would reveal another set of stairs that leads up.
How many feet up is the spire? Do you remember, Garrick?
60 feet.
Oh,
So you're probably about maybe 30, 40 feet up at this point.
okay. Let's take a look at the door.
All right. So moving you on up the map here. You open the door, and it reveals another silent, dust-laden air fills this chamber beyond this door. As in the case of the chamber below, the room is blanketed by an untouched layer of ashen dust. You see 8 stone I don't know, altars, I guess, stone landings where there are some cowled, well, not cowled, but wrapped bodies. Humanoid bodies seem to be wrapped in these gray shrouds that lie on top of each of these stone monuments. And there is a faint glitter that is dimly visible through the dirty, winding clothes on each of them. The air here reeks of exotic spices and dust. And there is a door that exits the room on the far side of the chamber.
And there are 8 of them.
There are 8 of them. And there are 2 of you who are not wearing masks. So I need those 2 characters, both Garrick and Steva, to make me a fortitude saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Two.
Steva, okay, so
Total
we're gonna
of 5.
have some fun here. All right, so first up, Garrick. Something happens to you as you're kind of like these spices are coming into your nostrils, and suddenly you're feeling an undesirable or a heavy desire and affectionate for someone in your life. It's becoming like it's preoccupying your mind, this almost sexual attraction for this person that you've been thinking about or dreaming of courting for the entirety of your life, and it's like all you can think about as lust wraps itself around your psyche. And Steva, you are. This is probably fine for Steva. You're filled with unbelievable pride and superiority above all others. You expect that anything that you say is going to be heeded, and you're going to get real upset if anybody disobeys or disagrees with you.
I wrote that down.
So you could just kind of work these things into your characters or your role play from here on out. And Byrus, you're not even like aware that anything has happened because you're wearing a mask and like nothing changes for you.
So I just go ahead and is Steva's Steva, do you still have a torch? We need to put that out.
Why would you do that? We need the light.
Well, remember what happened when the last time we went into one of these rooms with a light?
I don't see any torches on the wall, so why would I even bother?
I walk over to the closest slab and I put my hands on it. Are all the bodies bodies of women or females or?
Yes.
All right, just the closest one. I sigh for a moment and I slowly take my mask off. Okay. Can I ask you a question? You're a woman, aren't you?
Sometimes.
Yeah. What's the best way to gain someone's favor?
Not taking off your mask in the middle of a.
Oh, okay. And I put it back on.
Oh wait, Garrick, were
Garrick,
you wearing one of the masks?
No, I just have my own mask in my picture on the screen.
I got it. Sorry.
The 2 masks in the other room are still in my bag. I haven't made the connection. I just took off like my hood, and she told me to put it back on.
Okay. Yeah, there's something about those masks that protects them.
Yeah, I gathered that. I didn't mean to confuse. He goes on to mention what would be your favorite gift? Because there's someone on my mind that I've been trying to find something for, something special. And
If you truly want to win a woman's hearts, challenge them to a duel for their suitors, and then slay the suitor.
she
Then
might
the woman.
she might have a suitor by now. I I pound the slab next to me. Just,
What is wrong with you two?
Nothing is wrong with me. I am still Steve.
this was all about winning a woman's heart, and now she might be gone.
Well, okay, so let's just everybody take a deep breath.
I take a deep breath of the spices.
Oh, it gets even more potent and powerful.
Oh,
But Garrick, as you pounded on that stone um, table, something drops off of the body, and you can see that maybe the little shiny, the glinting that you saw has dropped. It was a choker of some kind, and it is now on the floor,
Ah,
adorned
that'll
with
do.
a
I
big
grab it.
gold jewel of a dark purple. Yeah, it's
I
probably
scoop it
worth
right.
a little bit of something, maybe 10
She'll
gold or
love
so.
it. She'll love it. And next minute, I'm just staring at it.
um, all
May
right.
I suggest we press onward on this lovely adventure we find ourselves in this lovely tower?
No, okay, yes, I guess we will press on since we're now in the room with a torch and two crazy people. Can we actually stop and look at each of the bodies and see if
Yes.
there's anything on the beers that actually tell us anything?
Gonna
There's nothing, no writing or anything like that that suggests anything special about the people that are interned there. Um, so just by looking at them, no.
Okay. Um, I'd like to, and we can do this quickly, like I'd like to sort of like at least take a look at whatever's glinting underneath the surface of their wrappings without disturbing them too much.
Based on what Garrick kind of the one thing dropped off of the first one, and based on how the wrapping is on the bodies, you can see kind of an object kind of protruding there, lifting up the wrapping just enough that as your torchlight kind of hits it, it glints. So you think that each of these bodies probably has a similar choker that you can't really get access to unless you're gonna unwrap. It's just Garrick's maybe got lucky on that one, just wasn't attached quite right and fell off.
Okay. And it has a jewel in the center of it. And get it. Did I get a chance to see that clearly? Or
You
did
saw it on the first one, yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, we have one, and if we need to come back and get the others, maybe we can do that.
I will acknowledge this request you have given and put it forth into my memory.
That's wonderful, Steva. Your memory is always so good.
It's the best.
Well,
Garrick seems a little love struck in the corner. I don't know what he's doing. He's just really admiring that choker.
he does seem a little distracted by the jewelry, but that might not be as unusual as it seems. He is, after all, a thief, so it could be just admiration for this gem. Garrick, are you ready to go ahead and press on?
Let's just give him one more minute of alone time. In any case, why? So what exactly do these masks do?
Um, the masks that we had, like the mask that I have on.
No, the one you want, it seems. The one that your significant other, I assume? I have no idea what you're referring to.
Well, she is someone who's near and dear to me, yes. And she's a person who admires and adores historical and magical objects. So my guess is that this one seems to be probably both. I don't know that the wooden masks would qualify as being beautiful objects in her mind, though that usually seems to be reserved for things like gold, silver, you know.
I mean, Wood comes from nature, and nature, as we know, is beautiful.
Yes, nature can be beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's not can, it is.
Okay, nature is beautiful, Steva.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
And Garrick, are you satisfied with the quality of the gem that you've been admiring so intently?
Yeah, I think she's gonna like it.
Okay, so what kind of gem is that, by the way?
Good question.
It's like a purple, like an amethyst kind of
Ooh.
stone.
Okay, well, that's sort of consistent with the key, so let's go see what we can see.
All right, so you press on, making your way through yet another door that leads up to yet another landing. Um, and this one, as you open it, leads you to. And this one is different. It is a solid seeming door of dark iron. But nonetheless, oh, sorry, not this door, but I got confused. This door leads you to a hallway, and the hallway leads you to a different, solid seeming type of door of dark iron that stands in the door frame. The face of the door is decorated with 7 masks. Each depicts an angled woman's face. They are set in a spiral pattern on the door, and at the center of the spiral, instead of the final mask, you see an oval lock plate inset with a keyhole.
Hmm. Does anyone happen to have a key?
Well, we do have a key. Still, should we try that key? Garrick,
Does it look like that's gonna fit in there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the right key. It all fits. Sometimes fate just comes together.
yeah, fate is a mother.
So, the door. I don't have the key.
But Garrick has the key, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. I do. Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and use the key on the door.
All right, give me a luck check as you do so.
There goes an 8.
All right, I believe that is under your luck score.
Mhm.
There are 2 ways that you could have made this go. You could have either turned it clockwise or counterclockwise.
Whew.
Fortunately, you chose correctly, and do not trigger the trap on the door as it swings open. And the chamber beyond the door is a low ceilinged and gloomy uh, uh, chamber. The dust that fills the interior room of the spire appears less heavy here, as if errant breezes have stirred it during the temple's long abandonment. The shadows look more gray than black in this room, possibly rife with cobwebs. In the ashen gloom, 7 golden faces glitter. And the masks hang on the walls in kind of that same kind of spiral pattern, with the one in the center being particularly grander than the others.
I think you found your masks.
To check the whole area for like traps before I start grabbing masks.
Make an investigation check.
Intelligence?
Or, yeah, intelligence.
Gotcha. Ooh, that's a 6.
I would want
Um,
the same.
okay, go ahead. You could do it too.
16.
You kind of are noticing that in the kind of the corners of the room, there seems to be some kind of a substance there, almost like jelly or kind of glistens a little bit off of the light from your torch. Um, and it's not just in the corners of the room, but kind of throughout on the floor, little splotches of this material. It's kind of got maybe just like a translucent, clear type of consistency.
Oh. Um, Garrick, Steva, come and take a look at this.
Garrick is staring at whichever mask is dealing with lust right now. You might have to pull him away from that. Like, hold on a second.
Come
I
on.
like this. All right.
Sure, I will grace you with my mighty presence.
I feel graced.
Yeah. What can I do for you, boy?
Why are you staring at that mask? Look, we have potential problem over here.
I see. A corner.
There's stuff all over the floor. You're right.
So, do you know anything that makes that sort of?
Yeah, I don't know. Do I?
No, you've never seen it before.
Might be flammable.
For the so is the spiral itself made of stone, you said? The
Yeah,
stone spiral?
yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Right. Cool.
Well, we don't want to get ourselves trapped into a burning stone box, but it might not be a bad idea to try and burn away maybe some of the cobwebs around it. Maybe we can get a better look.
Did I successfully get the key back out of the door, or is that not a thing?
Yeah, you'd be able to remove it and take it
All
back.
right, all right. So retreating is an option. Like, okay. Uh, we could start
Oh,
burning some cobwebs.
absolutely.
All right. So you torch forward. Steva, you're the one with the torch. You're leading the crew in.
Yes.
All right. As you are doing so, the cobwebs are kind of incinerating and just kind of melting or drifting away, and you're creating a pathway for yourself. Um, Give me a luck check as you're moving through.
Another one.
Okay, so at some point as you're doing this, and the little pieces, little strands of cobweb are incinerating and dropping, it lights up and makes you realize you kind of see like where you can have some safe footing to not step on this material. So you safely make your way through and get to where the masks are hanging on the wall. Once you do so, you can see the big mask in the center starts to move and starts to fly up, hovering off the wall, as do three of the other gilded masks. As they fly off of their hooks, they're kind of one on each cardinal direction of your group, kind of with you in the center, are hovering in the air, and you can see the little eye sockets of each mask are starting to kind of glow a purplish haze. And we will roll an initiative roll here as you enter combat with the gilded masks.
You can't. I can't be serious.
I think we found the name of our group.
One.
The one
We're
hit
the one.
wonders.
We're the ones.
The one hit wonders. I think.
We're still the ones. I had
All
to
right, Garrick, what did you have?
I have an 11, which is 2 ones.
Uh, Byrus, you said 8?
18.
18. And Steva.
Natural one.
All right. So first up is Byrus.
The masks haven't done anything to us yet.
They haven't done anything to you yet. They're just have animated and are floating in the air.
Okay, I'm going to do a quick calculation and I am going to prostrate myself on the ground in front of them.
So laying down, prone,
Sort of like, I've got on a mask, I'm assuming of an acolyte, and I am now bowing down to the mask.
bowing down. Okay, okay. Um, you do that. Um, the high priestess mask is up next. And the mask is going to do something to, let's see, Garrick. You can see the light in its eyes. Kind of, it's starting to like the dimmer switch getting higher and higher, and these two beams strike out at you. Um, let's see if it hits. Ooh, it's a nat 20.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
so, what is going to happen is it is doing damage to your personality score. So, you're probably going to have to track this maybe kind of separately. And you take 4 points of personality damage.
Okay.
And what is happening for you is like, as you're being hit, that lust feeling that you have is growing and growing and growing in intensity. You're still with yourself. You're still paying attention to what's happening in this room, but your mind is getting lost to that feeling.
Is that Steva or?
Garrick.
Okay.
Next up, we have Garrick.
Now the attraction isn't to anything to do with the mask, right? It's just to this long lost love that I have in the back of my mind.
Yeah, it's more like you're disassociating with what's happening a little bit and getting so preoccupied with that intense feeling. But you still have your action. You regain control of yourself.
Okay. I thought we wanted to take these things, not destroy them. Oh, um, are you onto something there? No, I'll get down on my knees too. I hope you're right about this.
Next up, we have the other masks, and there are 3 other masks. Each one is going to make an attack on each of you. So first one on Garrick. This one misses. The second one on Steva. 9 will miss. And the third one on Byrus, which misses. So beams lash out. Those of you that are kind of doing your bow realize it just in time to kind of lift yourself up as the beams strike down right at your feet. And now we go to Steva.
I will not be bested by such simple means and masks. Avenge me! And I'll take a swat at one of the lesser masks that was attacking me.
Sounds good.
And if possible, I'm trying to skewer it through its eye slits. If that does anything, uh, 16,
16 will hit.
4.
Did you? What it was your? I'll count that as a mighty deed. You're trying to kind of like skewer it onto your blade. Did you have a 3 on your deed?
I had a 3 with a D3.
Yeah, your deed die. What came up as your deed
I
die?
rolled a 3 on a D6, so I assume that's a 2.
Yeah. Okay. You still hit though, so you do damage.
It'll take 9 points of damage.
Ooh. Okay. You strike at it and it shatters. Kind of cleaves right through its center and drops down. Next up, we are back to the top with Byrus.
I want to turn to Steva and say, "Don't do that to the High Priestess mask." And then I cast Magic Shield And I am going to ask for help this time from my patroness again.
Okay. Any spell burn?
How do I do a spell burn again? And probably yes.
You would be burning off your strength, stamina, or agility score.
Let's go ahead and burn off my stamina.
And how
And I
many
need
points
to
would you like?
just one.
One. Okay.
One. And I need to use a D12 for the
D12
patron.
for the deed. Yeah, or patron die.
Okay. Sorry, those are hard to find. Okay, got it. I got a.
Just
And
compare the naked rolls first.
okay, hang on. I actually rolled the wrong kind of die. Okay, so the naked roll without any of the modifiers.
Yeah.
9.
9 on the D20.
Got 9 on the D20.
And then what was the D12?
The D12 was a 5.
Okay, so your patron will help you on this. 1 second as I look at how much will they help you. So you had a 9 on the D20, right? So at the
Yes.
very least, you have a 12, which is enough to get some benefit. And your patron is going to give you a +4. So the effective roll is a 16. You conjure another shield that provides a +4 bonus to AC for 8 rounds.
Okay.
All right. And next up, we have... That was Byrus. The High Priestess mask is next. And the High Priestess's mask is going to again attack Garrick. It rolls a hit for 6 points of personality damage.
Oh.
Ooh.
That drops me to 0.
So you are now charmed essentially by this thing and enslaved to the mask. And the mask wants you to go out into the world and indulge in your sin. So as it becomes your turn, who is this person that you were thinking of?
Oh, there was a little girl, Paula, back home. I remember it was probably 6 years ago, but we better go look her up.
So your instinct is probably to find the closest horse that you can find in town and charge out the gates and ride days upon days to go back home to find them. So when it becomes your turn, your character, you all see Garrick just see ya, and moves out the door and is running out the door and down the steps of the spire. You probably get to about where the landing is this turn. And then we turn to the other 3 masks the other 2 masks are still animated. One is going to attack Stiva. Misses. The other is going to attack Byrus and misses. Stiva, it is your turn.
It seems that Garrick is lost in the sauce. The shame. He gets to fail to see him by vanquishing of these brutal foes. And I'm going to try and attempt to do some sort of speeding attack to hit the 2 lesser masks, if possible.
You could probably hit one of them.
Just going to take a whole wide swing and just
Okay.
baseball bat, and then. All right.
I will
D20.
say, so if you're going to try to hit both of them, let's say if your deed
I
goes
rolled a
off.
crit.
Okay, what was your deed die?
Uh,
I didn't get through my description, so I don't know
Sorry.
if I'm going to give a steal.
1.
One. Okay, it doesn't matter. I was going to give you like a baseball kind of thing, as one mask
I
tap
rolled
the other.
a-
But you
another
did get the
19
critical
on
hit. So why don't you go ahead and roll on your crit table?
12.
12. That's going to be quite good. Okay, 12 is going to be a blow to the cranium, staggers the foe. I have to make a fortitude saving throw. If I don't make it, it'll subdue this mask. I do not make it, so you hit it, and the mask, it doesn't break the mask. It drops to the ground and is no longer flittering. So one more down, 2 masks left, both the
Who
head
else?
priestess mask and the other mask.
Who else wants some? I'll be it.
All right, Byrus, you are up.
I'm. I'm going to read that thing again. And I'm going to go up and I'm going to. This is really stupid. I'm going to go ahead and kiss the priestess mask, the high priestess mask.
Okay. It's going to resist you trying to grab it and do this, but give me a strength check.
Okay. A 6.
And as you go to try to grab it, it like lifts you up, and you lose your grip on it as it kind of goes to the ceiling and shakes you off.
Okay.
The high priestess mask, in doing so, as it shakes you off, it darts for the door and flies around the corner and gets to probably right about where Garrick is at. And then it becomes Garrick's turn. Garrick, you start to run down the stairs and get down into the room with all of the interned dead priestesses. Give me a luck check as you make your way there.
9. Less than 17.
You hear noises coming from the stairway, the opposite stairway over here. And as you're coming into the room, you see a couple of the spiders move into the room. Let's see what we've got. A band of 3 of them in total. And as none of them are wearing the masks, so as they are coming into the room, they all start choking, and like you can see that their behavior is being altered by the same influence that you are under. One of them is going and immediately moving towards these dead priestesses, and his dagger is out and he's cutting them open, looking for treasure. Another of them is across the room and looking at you, with kind of a dreamy look in his eyes, and he's looking at you. He says, "You have her same eyes." And another of them is getting really angry at the others and is just telling them to quit screwing around. And he sees the mask is not quite down there yet, but they're all. He's trying to command them to get into combat with you, Garrick. And Garrick, you can hear this female voice is in your head. Maybe it even sounds like this crush that you had as a young lad, and it's saying, "Protect me, defend me, allow me to escape, and we can be together for forever." So the mask is asking you to fend off these three for it. So that'll be the end of your turn, is getting that message. One mask left in the room, and that mask is going to attack Steva. Steva does a 13 hit.
That is my armor class.
And you will take some personality damage. 6 points off
I
your
have a
personality.
personality of 2 now. Ha-ha!
Okay, so you still have some, so you're not quite controlled yet. And then we turn to Steva's turn.
You think such a vile attack can vanquish me? You are foolish! Whack.
Did you say whack? Just... Sorry.
That's not great. 10.
A 10.
No, 9. 9.
9 will
Correct.
miss. Back to the top. Virus.
Okay. I'm looking at Steva and the other mask and know that the one that I really want has just fled the room, so I'm fleeing the room following the High Priestess mask.
Okay. So getting out the room, it'll be like 10 feet in front of you. You get the sense it is faster than you. But you see it as you make your way out the door. Let's see. High Priestess's mask. The Priestess's mask is going to move into the room. It flies ahead and makes it down by you, Garrick. So Garrick and the mask are like right here in the lower level. Okay. That brings us to Garrick. You've been asked to defend the mask's flight out of the tower. What would you like to do?
Are there windows in this room, or there's no windows all the way to the bottom?
There are no windows.
All right. We've waited long enough. I'm gonna dive behind one of the slats to try to so they lose sight of me, and then shoot the one that's like the one that was destroying one of the priestesses on the slab, because that's defiling. That's wrong.
Yeah. All right. Give it a attack roll.
Okay. 18.
That'll hit.
D5 for the damage in this case?
Yep.
Five.
Ooh, 5 points of damage. That. He's still up. The dart hits him in the side of the head, and he's bleeding out, but still up.
Soon.
Let's see. Next up, we have the other mask is going to make an attack at Steva and misses with the ray. And then that mask is actually going to move out into the hallway, Steva. So there's a train that's happening down the staircase leading down to the lower level. Steva, it is your turn.
Where do you think you're going? Our belt is not finished yet. And I'm going to run up to it, and if I get close enough. Wow.
You won't be able to. You get the sense it's just a little bit faster than you. So
I will
melee
beat you to my
range.
mate. I have a hammer. Where do you think you're going? Whack!
All right. Make an attack roll as normal.
11 on the D20, the mighty die. 14, 15. 15.
That'll hit. Give me a D3 worth of damage.
Plus strength or just straight D3?
Just straight D3.
3.
All right, so 3 points of damage. Um, you knock it, and it kind of like hits itself on the wall a little bit as it tries to readjust and reorient, but is still hovering there. The thieves now are going to take their turn, and the one that has kind of the lust thing going on is just kind of in a daze, but the other two run up to you, Garrick, and are going to make their attacks. And the first one will hit with a 16, short sword in hand, 3 points of damage. And the second one strikes at you, 13. I think misses you.
Miss.
Yep. All right, we're back to the top, and it is Byrus's turn.
So I'm not yet down into the room, right?
If you make your movement on this turn can bring you down into that room.
Then I'm going to continue moving down into the room. And once I get there, I have absolutely no. I do. I'm going to take a grappling hook that I have in my backpack, and I'm going to try and grapple the High Priestess mask.
Okay. D20 and the ranged attack, so modified by agility.
Okay. No help there. 7.
A 7. You try to fish hook it. It gets unfortunately not quite like far enough, and it just like as the grappling hook drops, it like comes up on the other side of one of those stone biers where the body is. And next up, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Next up is the High Priestess mask. Zoom. I'm gonna put a token out here just to kind of represent where the mask is flying to. We'll say this is the mask. It's flying out the room, and it makes it down to the next floor. And then we turn to Garrick.
Is there a disengage? Can I run away from these guys without taking a hit?
They're kind of in your way right now. Like they're both like in front of you. So if you wanted to try to get past them, you have to do some kind of like shove or.
Maybe are they sitting on the floor? Can I use a slab and maybe jump over one of them? Just try to sneak out. Because I want to protect the mask and it's taken off.
Give me, let's say, an agility check. See if you can slip past them.
So far, that's a 14. He's going to use luck on this one because it's important to him. Oh, I just meant to roll the first one, so there's 3 more.
Okay, so you managed to slip past these two Spider Kings, and you start to make your way.
Trying to cover the mask's escape. So
yeah, we'll say you get to like right here, so you can still see the mask, and you can see it's flying out the doorway. And then it is the last remaining mask turns back around, beam attack at Steva, misses, and it continues. Then it takes its movement and flies up around the corner and is in the stairwell right here on the second to last level, or the second highest level. And then we turn to Steva.
You coward, come back and fight me like a mask! And I'm going to continue my pursuit. But instead of throwing a hammer, I'm going to throw a torch.
Okay, same deal. D20. Mighty
Uh,
deed die plus agility.
17,
Okay, that'll hit. Give me a
18.
D3.
3.
Another 3 points. You knock it again. And again, it kind of like smacks against the other side of the wall. You know, it's down on the landing or down on the stairs, and so it knocks into the side wall. It's still up. It's fluttering, maybe with a little less gusto. And you think that now that you've knocked it down a bit, and it's flying with a little less intensity, maybe you could catch up to it to hit it with a melee attack next round. All right. Next up, we have the thieves, and so the two thieves see Garrick running out chasing that mask. They want that mask also, so that's the thing that they've seen. They're going to chase after Garrick, and so they come up from behind, two of them with daggers drawn or short swords drawn. First one will miss. Second one also misses. And then we are back to the top with Byrus. So,
Okay.
Byrus, in the room that you are currently in, there is still this one thief that is just kind of looks dazed and has kind of a faraway look and lots of sighing, like,
I'm looking at him and going, well, that's a problem solved. And go ahead and get the grappling hook and start heading to still following the high priestess mask.
Okay, so now it's getting pretty cramped in the stairwell. We've got Garrick. You're standing on like that middle landing here. You've got two of the thieves are on the stairway, sandwiched in between you and Byrus. So Byrus, you're like at the top of the landing.
Okay.
And so you make your way out there. Anything you'd like to do? You do see you've got your grappling hook. The mask is down there in the chamber with the wooden masks. Do you want to try to fish hook it?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, another ranged attack.
Got this.
A 15?
15, you get it, and you start reeling it in, and you pull it up to you. It's like within grasp. We'll say if it's going to get a chance on its turn to take an action, if it's not released from your grasp, you'd be able to maybe reach out and grab it and stow it away.
Okay.
Next up, we have the High Priestess Mask. Will take its turn. Byrus, please give me a strength check, and I'm going to give you a +2 since you have it. You've got kind of a tool that's aiding you a bit.
An 11?
All right, so it's trying to the barb of the grappling hook has it hooked on the inner side. You've got it like literally hooked through the mouth of the mask. And it's pulling and pulling, and you just keep reeling tighter, keeping the rope taut and bringing it closer and closer. It's like 5 feet out.
Okay.
And then we turn to Garrick.
Eric's only got a second to process all that, but the mask is pretty safer with Bai, so that works. I'm sure Paul would appreciate that. Gonna pull the 2 silvered daggers that I got earlier that clearly say I'm a member of the Thieves Guild that I'm not a member of, and I'm gonna attack I'm gonna dual attack the one in front of me.
Okay. If you so you can do this.
I think I remember I have to roll a d16 instead of a d20.
Yeah, two d16s.
Yeah. And so I don't have that's with agility, right? So I'm gonna roll, but I'm not gonna include. Ooh, one's a 10, the other one's a 5.
Final answers.
I'll put some luck on the 10.
Okay.
Oops, just take the first one. They're
So
both twos.
14.
Yeah.
That will hit. D4.
4.
4 points of damage. All right. Give me a luck check.
My pleasure. Is it the one that I've already damaged?
Yeah. See if you hit that one.
Got
Yep.
it.
So
Got it.
you managed to
Nice.
take down the one thief that you already stacked some damage on. He's got the dart sticking out of his neck yet, or out of his head. So one thief left there in the stairwell. And the mask that Steva is dealing with is going to look back up at you, Steva. Another shot with the beam. This one lands and hits. 4 points of personality damage.
That's 2 more than you got, ain't it?
So,
Dude, that's 0, -2 personality.
so Steva, you are charmed, and right now you're sitting in that stairwell, and you're going to have a conversation with yourself for eternity about how great you are. With no audience, but no care, because you don't need an audience to proclaim these things about yourself, these grand lies. So that brings us to Steva, who you're stuck there having this conversation. The mask is going to continue to fly down. Thieves are going to have a go. Well, at least the one that is going to try to it's trying to move through Garrick. So short sword is a 20, deals 6 points of damage.
A 1. 3 plus 6, 9. 1 hit point.
Iris.
I'm going to continue to pull in the mask, and I'm going to grab it and put it in my backpack, if that's possible.
Yes, you managed to do that, and we'll say you still even have an action left on this turn.
Okay, and noticing that Garrick is having a difficulty with this other thief, I'm going to go ahead and attack him from behind with my short sword. I don't know that it gives me any advantage.
I'll give you a +2. Yeah,
And so that would be a 21.
that'll hit.
And
D6.
Then 1d6. 3.
3 points. All right. It is still up. But deep wound in his side. Next up, we have the High Priestess's mask is in your bag. Garrick, it is your turn.
Dual attack the guy in front of me. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. They're both misses.
Are you using D16?
Yeah. It shows a D20, but then it rolls the number, and one of them is a natural 1.
But no, well, yeah, one of them is a natural 1, so I don't think there's any fleeting luck out there right now, but it would be gone. Give me a roll on the fumble table, D4, modified by luck.
I have +1 to luck right now.
Okay, so a 3. Your weapon comes loose in your hand. You quickly try to grab it, but your grip is disrupted. Your next attack is at a -2 penalty.
Okay.
And then we go to the other mask that has dispatched with Steva is making its way through the room, and all of you see this. I'm going to use this A to represent the other mask is at the top of the landing. And then we move to Steva. What are you saying to yourself in the hallway?
I know. He had a great idea when he said that. Luckily for me, if I did not come along, he would not be here till this day. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. I like you a lot. You used to seem to get me.
As you're talking to yourself up there, you see a person that you don't recognize with a black spider tattoo on his right cheek is looking up at you, and he's saying, um, "Hey, do you know Sweet Stefana? Have you seen her? I'm looking for her."
I do not pay my mind to such peasantry. Leave me.
And he just sighs. Um, so next up we have the thieves. There's only one left, and he's going to take an attack at Garrick. And he rolls a nat 1.
Yay!
Woohoo.
Oh, that's not what I needed him to roll. Wrong die. I'll just do it manually. Okay, it's just a miss. Then we go back to the top. Virus, you're kind of in the middle there. Thief kind of in front of you, but then you can hear. You just have the sense that the mask is behind you.
The other mask.
The other mask.
Um, so I'm going to grip my short sword in my hands like this. Hopefully, there's enough room on the hilt. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to whirl around and take a whack, see if I can hit the mask.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh, well, it's not a 1. It is a 3.
Okay, you swing and it kind of deftly flies over you to your backside, and is beginning to make its way down to the other door. Um, Next up, we have Garrick.
So I do have the second weapon. I'm just at a -2 this turn, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to try to dual wield again. Guys in front of me. We have a 14 because I don't have the agility added, so +2 -2.
That's going to hit.
Okay. Second attack is not going to hit. 4 points of damage on the hit.
All right. You strike at him and you like knock him off of the stairwell down to the floor.
Farpola!
Spikes himself on the like one of the hooks. Snags him and he is dead.
Maybe I won't tell Paul about that death. Are there?
All right.
I think is that all of them?
That's all of them except the mask.
Oh.
And the mask is going to fly down and get to the stair. It goes through the door and is like right at the top of the landing there. And then Steva.
You just get me.
Yeah. Tell me more about. And he's just like asking you questions and like feeding your threads so that you can continue to weave your tales. And all the thieves are gone. Byrus, it is your turn.
So I have no idea what's going on with Steva. I catch up with Garrick.
I'm not far. You got. Yep. We were both on the landing, I think.
Okay, and I can tell that you're not in great shape. I'm just gonna whirl you around. Where did it go? Where did it go?
You put the mask in your bag, right?
I have it. Yeah.
She's safe. She's safe. Well, the other one, and I point to the other one. I think I know where it is.
Okay.
That one will help us protect it, right?
Sure. That one will help us protect it. So we go. I don't know how far we can get in terms of like catching up with the last mask.
You can get to within sight of it. Like you could get down, heading down the stairs, get to the doorway, be about 10 feet away from you.
So would I be able to try and do the whole grappling thing again?
Sure. Make a ranged attack roll.
Okay. 5.
It sails through, kind of like hits the corner of the doorway and doesn't get past the frame. Let's see. Garrick.
So she's trying to get the mask to help protect. I can help with that. I'll try to head over to the mask because it's caught in the doorway and just get it through. Obviously, Bite knows what she's doing.
Okay, you go and you're unhooking like the grappling hook or trying to.
I think the mask was stuck in the doorway, right? I don't want to unhook.
No,
I don't
no.
want to unhook
It's like past the doorway. So when she was like using her grappling hook, like it hit the doorway. It didn't get.
Well, yeah, I'll try to get the grappling hook on the mask.
Okay. Same thing. Give me a ranged attack roll. So agility on your d20.
21.
Okay. You managed to like hook it. So it's got the grappling hook like stuck on the mask. The mask is on its turn, going to make an attempt to free itself. Just like the other one, will handle it the same way. If it doesn't, you will be able to reel it in. And the mask is up next, so this will be the moment of truth. Virus, give me a strength check, and I'll give you a +2 because you kind of got Garrick sort of assisting.
Sorry, 21.
21. Yeah, I had a good roll too. So 17 was the number to beat. You hook it and you reel it in, and you're able to stow that one away in your bag as well. So I'll take us out of initiative here, and because it's about 1:00, so it's probably about time to wrap up our narrative. What would you like to do with the remaining thief who just seems dumbfounded and in some kind of stupor?
Can we snap him out of it at the same time that we snap Skiva out of it?
Sure. What would you like to do with him after you've done that?
We'd like to go ahead and gift him with one of the wooden masks and tell him this is all we found. Thanks for all your help.
All right, and seeing some of the damage to some of his comrades, he will gladly accept that and take that away. All right, so the three of you will be able to make your way out of the spire and safely escape with treasure in tow. I think you got the main mask, and I think you recovered what, 3 or.
We could go back up and get the broken mask, but I was worried about
I think there was only one that was broken, so you could go and recover 5 of the other masks too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do we leave the pieces of the broken ones, or we take the pieces of the broken ones with us? Not the kind of thing you want to leave around. I don't know.
But you do with your life choices is no judge of mine.
I leave that up to Bai too. Yeah. Does Garrick ever snap out of it, or is he still ready to head home?
Over time you'll snap out of it, especially once you make it out of the breathing range of all those spices and things that enchanted you. So you escape from the spire with some loot in hand. Byrus, you have the High Priestess mask, which you will be able to bring back to your patron. You successfully use your patron die twice, so it'll go back to being a D12. It would have gone to a D14 after that second use. So bringing the mask back, we'll bring it back down to a D12. Accomplished a task for your patron. The rest of you, using your contacts and things like that, you'll be able to sell off some of this wealth. Each of the other gilded masks are worth ultimately 100 gold rilks each. So we'll say you can get half from the broken one. So that's a pretty good plunder of about 550 gold right there.
Wow.
And that will end the adventure. Shilba will certainly have more for you to do in the future, Byrus. The rest of you, Garrick, you've recovered not only the silver daggers of the Thieves Guild, but news of news of the heist that you pulled off back at Igrix, and recovering these masks will have elevated your status amongst the underground in Lankhmar. So you will be gifted a silver dagger of your own. That will mark your initiation into the Thieves Guild. And so you'll be getting some tasks from them in the future. And Steva,
Excellent.
you're going to be pretty well known probably in the slums here, having made your way in a very kind of bold way into the tenement house. And your story attached to finding these masks will definitely be told in the bar rooms and such. So, all right, I'm gonna take us offline here. Probably. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us here today as we played some Dungeon Crawl Classics with our friends, and we've got another game coming up here tonight. Paul will be running Ghosts of Saltmarsh, I believe, starting at 6:30. So definitely swing back around and check that out. But yeah, thanks everyone. We're gonna go offline. We'll talk to you all soon.
Thanks again.